son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Hit you with the drop kick, Marty Jannetty. No, I hit you with the drop kick, Marty Jannetty. No, I hit you with the drop kick, Marty Jannetty. No, I hit you with that drop kick, Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty.
We're live, pal.
Bam, bam.
Welcome into the latest edition of Hot Tag Wrestle Corner. I want to have your host. I am Rob.
I'm Clint.
There you go. Bright you up a little bit there, pal. Make it a little dark. Alright, so we're doing a double shot because we missed last week due to some technical difficulties, some other things going on in our normal lives. But we're going to move Mount Rushmore next week. We're moving Dark Side next week, so we'll have Sensational Sherry's Dark Side and Sandman's Dark Side next week. We're going to focus on the news and catching up on the past shows, going back to the Collision before Dynasty. So we're going to go back to 420 up until this past Friday. So we're going to start off with the news. You want to kick it off, bro?
Let's knock out 3 news stories in one. So, a couple of re-signings. We're talking about WWE had some contract negotiations that they had to take care of. First one actually was signed was Finn Balor has re-signed with WWE. Seth Rollins has also re-signed with WWE, which was another big one that a lot of people was talking about. But the big one is Drew McIntyre. He has signed a 3-year deal, which would keep him through WWE through 2027. And he was at dinner, and he was presented by like a Scottish Claymore by the Rock. Basically, I guess for him, they saying like, oh, I was going to get you this when like, you resign whenever you decide to resign or whatever. So he was at dinner. I think he was at dinner with his wife and some other people, and it got presented to him like that. He basically saying like, Bill Shaw, he basically saying, oh man, the world, like this was awesome and everything like that. So they took care of 3 main people. I think the last one on their list is Becky Lynch. We'll see how her contract status is going. With contract status, we got some releases. NXT has been, a lot of people from NXT have been getting released. Outside of the ones we mentioned that got released during SmackDown, which I think we mentioned was all Jinder Mahal and Indus Sher and Xia Li.
Do you realize anybody that they had an Indian project going into is gone? Remember they signed that Saudi deal, and all of a sudden you've seen them. Well, Jinder had been there, but they brought in like Mansoor. Yeah. He had a different name before, and Indus Sher and Shanky and all them dudes. Every single one of them are gone. Every single one.
And some more people that got released. I said a couple names here that you was to name, but most of these people kind of were like, you ain't really did nothing with them, or they wasn't really on NXT TV a lot. Like, get to some of the other names before we get to some of the big ones. You remember Boa, who was with Xia Li during her stretch when like he was like her bodyguard? They doing that whole thing with the chick in the chair, which was Karen Q, aka Wendy Chu. She's out with injury, still waiting for her to get back.
Wait, hold on.
Karen, that was her.
The lady in the chair went on the Wendy Chu, the real spotty chick with the
that was her.
Pigtails. Well,
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cute actually. I like Wendy.
Yeah, but she got hurt. She got hurt. That's why they had to stop.
That's
the
why she ain't been on TV for a while.
Yeah, she been hurt. Yeah.
But she coming back as Wendy Chu, right? Is
Probably,
she
yeah. She's not coming back as that character. No.
I'm about to say, like...
No, she was that character, though.
I still don't get that.
I didn't get that whole... I didn't either. That
a lot of the shit they do don't make no fucking sense.
That didn't make no sense at the time. I didn't get what the whole thing was with that. Then now her, Xia Li and Boa both are gone. Julia Baldy is gone. I think I mentioned him a couple times when I did a couple some NXT reviews. He kind of was like squash talent. Trey Burhill was another one. Basically was squash talent. Emma Maria Diaz, she was on the Roku series Next Gen.
Did you watch that show?
No.
Okay, I've seen it advertised because I have a Roku TV, but I've never watched it.
I don't got Roku, so...
You only watch it on Roku?
I don't got Roku. So
I didn't know you could only watch it on Roku.
No, I don't know if you can only watch on Roku or not. I'm just saying I don't got Roku. That's what they saying Roku. Like,
all right, go ahead with
Keyshawn LaFleur was also on there. He also been released.
Did they release that one fat guy?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
He was in NXT. He was a black dude.
Oh, he been released. I know you're talking about.
Okay. He was real effeminate.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
He been released.
Okay, okay, I got
I know who you're talking about.
I only saw him have one match on Next Level. That was it.
Daryl Mason, Vlad Pavlenko, Kia Saint.
Anybody we know?
Yes, I'm getting to them now.
Okay.
Valentina Feroz has also been released. She used to team with I'm drawing a blank on her name. She requested her release last year, and they granted it to her. Drawing a blank on her name. It's gonna hit me. Her, your boy Gabagoo, Drew Gulak.
Mm.
We all know why that happened.
Basic Rhonda got him fired.
Of course, couple ones. Von Wagner.
We knew that one, yeah.
When they're doing 7 with you having fractured skull, you kind of knew that the end was kind of near for him. When Robert Stone kicks you out of something, you know that your end is near. Cameron Grimes, which is one a lot of people were shocked about.
Yeah, no more to the
Well, I wasn't, because he really wasn't utilized on TV as much. But people were shocked because he wasn't like the other guys that got released.
He
actually
was
was
talented.
over. He was over.
Good, yeah.
Like, he was over. And Gable Stevenson is the other one.
Now, I heard he sunk his own boat. He did some stupid shit himself. Like, other than that bad match that he had months ago, wasn't it like on Battleground or some shit last year or the year before that?
Oh, and faced Baron Corbin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like a squash match on NXT. He squashed Corbin kind of quick.
But they didn't say it was a bad match. He didn't I don't know if he didn't sell enough or didn't show enough personality or whatever, but they said he was doing some shit outside of the ring too that got him in trouble.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I didn't really pay much attention to him. No offense. I guess.
None taken. I don't care. You got that was my dude or something. Like, now hold on, man. They ain't give him a chance though. Like, no, I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
Eric Rowland has re-signed with WWE.
Redbeard?
Yes.
Why? Did they bring him in just to be another squash victim for somebody?
No.
And this isn't me shitting on him. I'm saying this is how they treated him before.
Yeah, I think it's gonna do. It got more to do with the whole when they bring Uncle Howie and them back probably. Some good news. Eric and Valhalla are expecting their second child. It will be a boy. It'll be born in November. So congratulations to both of them. Yeah, I think you met Eric at the airport before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, got a picture with him on the Open Amber show.
A health update on Dominic Mysterio. So, of course, we all know Dominic Mysterio has been seen with a sling on his arm on TV. It had been a lot of reports. Dave Meltzer said a report saying that he got to undergo Tommy John surgery. Dominic Mysterio basically shot that down real quick, based in a tweet saying this guy's not going nowhere. He'll be out of action for around 6 to 8 weeks. So it probably sound like, I want to say hyperextended elbow or something probably. Is that something you can get surgery for probably? But also Dominic wrestled the most matches in WWE last year though. Which is crazy. Crazy. Yes, Finn Balor signed his extension. His contract was set to expire in a couple months. It's ironic. Finn Balor signed his extension on his 10th year anniversary of signing with WWE. So, WWE. Some news on Darby Allin. So Darby Allin, you know, outside the fact that he broke his foot, so he won't be back until, he said, June. Unfortunately, he also got hit by a bus. Also, he was hit by a city bus, but the damage was minimal. He was able to see a Broadway show after the interview. He said he won't be clear for in-ring return into June. But he said he may pop up on the May 15th Dynamite episode in his hometown of Everett, Washington. So that's a couple weeks away, ain't it?
Say one more time this date.
He said May 15th. He said he might pop up at the May 15th Dynamite.
Bro, that's 10 days away.
Oh.
Today's Cinco de Mayo.
He said my foot ain't scheduled to heal up until June. So if I did roll it up, it would just be with a broken face and a broken foot waving to the crowd, which may not be the worst thing.
By the way, I think basically what I was saying was wrong. I had heard some rumors about Gable Stevenson, but in my little bit of research I've done since you've been talking about your next story, I haven't come to find anything on that. I think the main thing was he just wasn't taken to the training. And
that happens.
You know what I'm saying?
Although, too, did they say that he had the one time he pushed it back because he went to a senior year of wrestling?
Everything I keep saying is that he's not progressing as hopes. And I think part of the thing is that he was still putting his college wrestling at the forefront instead of WWE, who you signed to. Which I put that on WWE. You signed the kid when he was like a fucking sophomore, and you act like he was just going to quit college to come to you automatically. And that nigga wanted to finish his shit. When you ain't got Brock, you let him finish his senior year. So you tried to extend this guy the same, but thought he would choose, life over school, and he chose school over life. And now they're putting him behind the 8-ball, and then I don't know why, training ain't progressing how it should be. Maybe because you're used to doing it one way as opposed to them teaching you a whole another way, and you've been doing it just one way for 15 or 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But I think it basically comes down to his training didn't progress as they hope.
I mean, it happens sometimes. I mean, some people can take to the training, some people can't. Also ain't helped too that he wasn't really like the one time I guess they did put him out there. It wasn't really that good of a match.
No, it was a shit show. It was a shit show with Baron Corbin.
And one thing I say about Baron Corbin is that, like, I always say Baron Corbin will never have a bad match, but he will never have an A match. It's just Baron Corbin.
He's always stuck in 3 stars.
But they're good 3-star matches though. Like it's like okay, that's like always I'm like that's a Baron Corbin match. That's what I expect a Baron Corbin match. Yeah, but he basically Darby was like, oh, I was excited. I'm going to kick Mount Everest's ass. This is going to be awesome. Tuesday I'm supposed to fly out. I break my foot. I broke my foot in the first minute of the match, and I wrestled an extra 13 minutes on a broken foot. God damn. Then he said I got 3 metal plates in my foot, so I'm recovering for that. So, man, I didn't know he broke his foot a minute into the match. That's crazy. 13. What's up with you? There's something about them guys, bro. Cause you wrestled a match on a broken foot. Kevin Owens wrestled a match. That match with Sami Zayn, the tag match on a fractured foot. People wrestling on fractured feet or broken feet.
I don't know, man. But you gotta think though. These are the same people that they look at funny when they choose. So we're talking about, let's mix sports here, okay? So we're talking about Jared Allen, and you brought up that Pat Riley analogy talking about Charles Smith with the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
That's WWE in a nutshell. You go out there and tell them, oh, I'm hurt, and you don't want to wrestle or finish the match or try to pull the X. You'll be all out the door with Gable Stevenson. They expect you to wrestle hurt. They expect you to push yourself through that. They expect that shit. That's just how it is. Taker wrestled the whole motherfucking Hell in a Cell 98 with a fractured foot. And you saw the injuries and the myriad of injuries that motherfucking Mick Foley got after that shit. So, they don't care. And he had all that shit and then still came back out with a steel chair in the main event and was involved in that on the same night. See what I'm saying? So, unless you physically break your leg and can't pick yourself off the ground, they look at that shit almost like it's a boo-boo. Oh, get up. That's how they treat it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, also, too, I just think some people just more stronger willed, though. I ain't gonna necessarily say that they forced. Like, I look at a guy like Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, a guy, be like, you know what? It won't surprise me if he wrestled a match on a broken foot. On a foot. Like, it just Kevin Owens' his whole indie career growing up. Like, he just been like that. Like, that. Like, but they say it was after the match that he had the broken foot. Like, we didn't know he had the fractured foot going into the match. It was after, like, so I don't know if he did it during the match, like Darby Allin did, because he said he broke his foot like a minute into the match. Which means he probably got thrown around and landed on his foot wrong. Tony Khan reacts to Goldberg. Goldberg been in the news lately. Didn't he say something? He called Oscar some Japanese, what's the name? And
He said, let my streak get broke by some Japanese girl. Couldn't even say her name. Honestly, I feel like maybe he couldn't pronounce it.
so you just said some Japanese girl. He could have attempted her name at least. So basically, in the interview, Tony Khan was asked about Goldberg's company called the product Cheesy and said he'll never work for the promotion. He said Bill wanted to work here. I met with Bill several times. He was looking to work here. It's funny because I had a bunch of really nice meetings with Bill, and I honestly would have been interested in doing something. I have a lot of respect for Bill. I was surprised by that. Certainly wasn't what he said to me when he was talking to me about working here at some point, which I've always been open to. And I really like Bill. It's about time we're doing a lot of the same things right now. Sting just finished up and went on his own terms. He liked it and felt strongly about it. I know Sting and Bill are good friends. I really like Bill and I have respect for him. He basically said he's a great name in wrestling. He's tied to his opinion. When I talked to him in person and in Zoom and in phone calls, we had nice conversations, and he hasn't said that. It's good to know how he feels and maybe that's the opinion he holds, but in our past conversations, he's always been a positive and a nice guy. Well, they kept talking about this dang retirement match he want to have. Where you gonna have it at? Cause you don't think you're gonna get where you gonna have it at? I don't think you're gonna get it in WWE because you said you don't want it there. At least you want it like in your way, in terms, and then AEW, you burnt that bridge. Where you gonna go? Japan, Impact, MLW.
I don't know, bro.
Somewhere. Let me get into a couple more, and I'm gonna let you get into a couple of yours before I finish a couple off. Rikishi released a diss track on Hulk Hogan. That should be a Mount. Man, I don't know how many people got diss songs on Hulk Hogan. That might be a future Mount.
Not enough.
I know. So basically, we heard it. Well, Rob just heard it for the first time. I thought he would have heard it already. It's basically him using the lean back. What's the name? What was the chorus? Something about you can get these hands. And it was trash.
It was trash.
It was trash. He basically said
something about dropping a leg and.
He basically said, hip-hop music has always been a part of my life. When I started my wrestling jersey, I always had a tape playing in the Chrono Road. And I started this new adventure in music. Oh, God, he said new adventure. Like, he about to make this a thing.
Yes, he's making albums, bro.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
You heard him, bro.
No.
He got a song.
Well, his next song got to be I Did It For The Rock, then. That got to be his next song, then.
As long as
I Did It For The Rock.
As long as The Rock has a cameo on it, and he needs to like.
Stone Cold need to be in it too.
He needs like a feature. He needs like a feature from like Cole or like K-Dot.
The Rock could be doing a humming like he did in Pie. When they would say Pie, like no, like. He said, I want to pay homage to hip-hop and reggae art that motivated me through the years. During my run as Sultan, I was managed by legendary Hall of Famer, the Irish Sheik. We bonded during that time, learning each other's cultures and styles. A few years later, I let him hear a song called Lean Back by Fat Joe and Terror Squad.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
What?
First of all, there's so much carny coming out of this shit. Okay, first of all, let's fact check here. So you just said during your run as the Sultan, Iron Sheik was your manager, which I'm not disputing that. Do you know when his run with the Sultan happened?
I want to say, didn't he have a match against like Rocky Maivia or The Rock? Had like a Mania. The dad came out there.
13.
Yeah.
That was 1997. Did Lean Back come out in 1997?
I'm about to get to that.
Okay, I'm about to say.
He said
I was about to call him out,
he
bro.
said a few years later, I let him hear a song called Lean Back.
Okay.
By Fat Joe and the Terror Squad. And it was one of my favorite songs to jam to on the road. And she was amazed by the Middle Eastern sound.
Yeah.
Then he says, in honor of him, Big Oos returns as the Sultan and will go after his sworn enemy. Rest up, R.I.P. Sheiky Baby.
So basically, he dropped a diss track because he's cool with the Sheik and know the Sheik don't like Hulk Hogan. So decided, hey, that's my first target in rap.
But this the thing that you said, the timing of this track is convenient as the big thing in the hip hop game currently the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Not his words, though.
I told you it was party. I told you. Of course. Perfect time. Let me jump on the wave.
Make this track small.
The fuck out of here.
If you gonna do Iron Sheik, then you gotta do the sit down, take the camel clutch, free Brian Blair that bitch. You need all that.
It's gonna be a cut in there like, I'll fuck you in your ass, make you humble.
Oh man.
All right.
Did he go there to make peace? No, he slapped the bull. He's like, you boom.
Be Brian Blair. Hell no.
Oh Lord.
All right.
Let's see.
I'll save this one and talk about it when we talk about the pape.
I got 5 more. You are going to some of yours?
Yeah, let me get into some because I got some older ones. I know a lot of yours are from this week. I'm getting to my last week ones and then I'll get into my next week ones once we finish up that. All right, so. And actually, I'll save the ones about Tony Khan and the neck brace till we talk about it. So I'll skip those. That'll cut some of mine down too. So first, I found very, very, very interesting. Apparently, TNA is in talks, or had preliminary talks to bring back Tessa Blanchard.
Hey, look, they gotta get rid of the Motor City Machine Gun that I guess replaced with Tessa Blanchard. They're going AEW bound. They're going your way. Chris Sabin, you gonna get a bland entrance and bad bland promos. Chris Sabin, bitch. Promos like that.
A report from PW Insider Elite. Wait, so that's their new thing though. Pause. I gotta pause on this because I seen something that made me think of you. So you just brought up how he said, "I'm Chris Sabin, bitch." All right, so did you see the promo? I'm not sure who his chick is, but there's some chick that Matt Cardona's behind.
She's all free agent. Stephanie DeLand, I know who you're talking about. She used to be at NXT.
They're having a table signing for a match with her and your other girl that's over there. She was in the Royal Rumble this year.
Oh! I told you. I think Jordan Grace when she basically called him a bitch.
Yeah.
She's like, why don't you let your bitch like? Why do you keep talking? You like, let your bitch talk to you like.
She's like, I beat your wife. I beat your girlfriend. She said, hell, I'll beat you. She said,
I'll beat you, bitch.
So why don't you let her talk for herself, bitch? She said, you don't call her that.
Like,
I wasn't calling her a bitch.
I'm talking to you, bitch. I'm like, damn. You're like,
sorry, that was funny. Anyway, so they've had PW Insider Elite yesterday reported. This is actually from last week, not from yesterday. But Wrestling Inc. noted that there has been some early discussions within the company about bringing the former Impact World Champion back to the company. To be clear, the report says that there's no indication that TNA has reached out to Blanchard at this time, only that there was some internal talk of the notion. There was some speculation that she could be the lights out tease from earlier this week for Rebellion. That, of course, turned out to be Matt Hardy. Blanchard won the Impact World Championship at Hard to Kill 2020. The same day was accused of bullying by several prominent female wrestlers, including Chelsea Green, Big Swole, Allison Kay, Gigi Dolan, Isla Dawn, Rebel, and more. The accusations included one of her spitting in La Rosa Negra's face during a show in Japan in 2017 while using a racial slur, later of which Blanchard explicitly denied. Negra and Blanchard buried the hatchet in April of last year. Blanchard was fired from TNA and stripped of the World Championship in June of 2020 after Blanchard the company failed to come to terms for her appearing at Slammiversary to defend her title. Blanchard had been in Mexico at the time, which was in the height of the COVID pandemic.
Thank you. You answered my question. I'm about to just ask. I was like, what did she do something over in Mexico?
She was there. Remember, she got married, and then she was staying there with her dude.
I think they divorced now too.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Are they?
Yeah.
What's his name? Daga.
Daga.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She signed to work with Wild Women Wrestling during the company's 2021 relaunch, but had a falling out with them and has now worked for a major American promotion since. She's been active in AAA and CMLL in Mexico.
That would have been her scapegoat to get back. What's the name? Since they've been using those artists, but I'm not mistaken. I think Tony Khan won't nothing to do with her too after the whole what's the name comment, especially seeing that Kiera Hogan is over there, and that was one of the people that you made racist comments towards, you know. So
my girl on period.
No, that's my girl Tasha Steele.
New report and update: Jeff Hardy's AEW contract expires following Matt Hardy's appearance in TNA Rebellion. Matt is a free agent and appeared in Rebellion a few Saturdays ago. Fightful Select reports that Matt and Jeff's AEW deal no longer line up due to AEW extending Jeff's time due to his time out with injury and time off, and it's believed at one point his deal was set to expire within somewhere in 2025. As of late March, Jeff told other times that his deal was set to expire this spring. AEW would likely be able to extend time on the deal due to the amount of time that Jeff was out of action, both due to injury and his suspension.
Oh, Jeff, son, you're going nowhere no time soon. You talking about Jeff? I do have one question, my fault. This is not like a sidebar.
No problem.
What's because I heard about Ethan Page, though?
He's gone. But I think it's amicable. I don't think it's purely like he asked for his release a while ago and they finally granted it.
Wasn't he hurt, though, for a while, though?
For a while, but he came back. The last time we seen him, he had a match with Kenny Omega.
It was a great match.
In Winnipeg last spring, I think it was.
That the last match?
When they did Canada. When they did Canada last year is when that match was.
Yeah, because I remember. I think that's when they said like he had to.
It was like last spring or something like that. It wasn't quite a year ago, but close to.
Well, yeah, I can't pronounce what it is Kenny Omega had, but I think they said he had
he
had that during that match, and I think I'm like, dang, he's going like that. I think he said he was like 50% or something. I'm like, oh my god, bro.
That's the same reason. That's the same reason he's out now. But he'd been asked for his release. He started up his own promotion in Canada, and he's kind of like doing his thing with that mainly. And I guess he has a lot of sales on not Pro Wrestling Tees, but it's another pro wrestling site that sells stuff like merchandise or collectibles or something, and he sells a lot of stuff on, I guess. So he has his own dough, and he's doing his own promotion type of thing.
Oh,
so that's what it is. It's not like he's like going to WWE or anything like that.
No, I was saying that.
No, I know you weren't. I was just explaining. It's completely amicable, but I just think he has other pans in the fire. You know what I'm saying? So he just wanted at least to go take care of that.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I know that.
But so yeah, that is true.
Okay, so
I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot to pull that.
Okay. No, I think because they talking about Scott D'Amore said he basically filed a trademark for the name Maple Leaf Wrestler.
Yeah, I think he's starting his own wrestling
in Canada, so maybe they might link up.
It's like out of Toronto or something.
Then they ran across the street. I want to say in Impact, I think.
They did, and they were together there, yes. But I think one's out of Toronto. That Maple Leaf Wrestling, I think it's out of Toronto, and I think Ethan Page's, I don't know how Canadian provinces go, but his is somewhere different. So they might not be able to align just because of distance, but I don't know. Okay. You never know. I
didn't know they had a real close relationship. So.
Status update with some people after the media scrum for Dynasty on MJF. This is all from Tony Khan. Quote, MJF, one of the biggest stars in AEW. We haven't seen him in recent months. Would love to get MJF back here soon, sooner than later, really soon. We have so many great things happening. I would think that would be really great to add him. One of our greatest wrestlers. He had great things happening in AEW lately. A lot of great milestones in the last couple months. To go to Revolution, one of the best shows, top to bottom, great matches, and hit the button of Sting's retirement. Maybe one of the greatest send-offs ever. I have John Moxley win the IWGP Championship coming at Jacksonville this week, defended against Powerhouse Hobbs. Then they had Donnie to be such a huge home run. Everything is going great for AEW right now. And I would love for MJF to be a part of that and be back soon.
Probably Bro, just give me an injury update, bro.
He did. Now, he did. It's funny you say that because as I'm reading it, I'm thinking that too. Okay. I'm like, you just added all this extra shit.
Give me an injury
just
update.
Focus on MJF part of that.
Please, bro. That's what we're talking about. They got a lot of injuries. I think they said Powerhouse Hobbs got to get surgery.
Yeah, they got a lot of people out.
Julia Hart got to get surgery.
Their roster's so big though, they're not affected by it right now.
Yeah.
The people. I mean, there's some big people out, but at the same time, their roster's so deep. Like, oh well, you got to keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? On to the next, I guess I would say. On Kenny Omega, Britt Baker, I look forward to seeing both of them as soon as possible. Both of them have been recuperating from totally different things. Both are great former champions for AEW.
You still never told what Britt Baker was injured with.
I heard some with her back.
Oh.
Both great former champions. Going to Winnipeg. It'd be great if, even if he can't return to see Kenny Omega, which that did happen, that'd be pretty awesome for the fans up there. Dr. Britt Baker, as soon as she's back, the better. We've missed her. It doesn't really say what she's out with. He's basically just talking around all this shit. So I'm gonna cut this off.
If it was her back, though, if it was her back, yeah, take your time with that. Take your time with that. I always say neck, back, and hamstrings are ones you need to take your time with and let them fully heal before you even make an attempt to try to come back. Like, take your time with it. Britt, you still have your spot when you come back, bro. Come back, bro. You still there. So yeah.
He says Mercedes Moné will be cleared for Double or Nothing. Then he gives an update on about how challenging for belts. I find this to be interesting because I thought they went back to the ranking system and then they've kind of thrown that out of whack recently with some people they're going to be challenging for titles coming up at shows such as Double or Nothing. Serena Deeb makes sense. She's undefeated in 2024. Who she beat this week is probably who will be considered the number one contender. So with the women, I find it to be fine. The men's, I'm a little confused how the person that is fighting for the world championship there had been out of the company for about a month since he lost to Adam Copeland, and then just pops back up and just gets a world title shot. Like, that's the one where it's like, okay, we totally negated rankings there, bro. It's like completely negated rankings there. But I do think it's within purpose because honestly, I thought to myself, if we're going to be honest, Will Ospreay is the number one contender right now.
Yeah, he is.
So that's why they did
that. He contended. Yeah,
they did it to work around that until we get back to that sometime this summer, like around Wembley. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're doing that.
I understand,
but I do like
for the longer run.
But I still would like them to stick to the ranking.
Yeah, because he was adamant that they was going back to the ranking system. If I'm not mistaken, like he was on it. Like, yeah, we're going back to the ranking system. We're going right back to it. It's like he just kind of like went away from it again, again. Like, what you do, Mariah? Ain't Mariah made like top 4?
Yeah, she still is. She still is.
So,
let's see what else we got. Yeah. Wardlow recently had a car accident right before Dynasty pay-per-view. He said he's banged up, but he's alive. He said he's mostly okay. He said the devil's been doing everything to stop me lately. He still hasn't learned that he can't. Banged up, I'm still alive. Thank you for those that have reached out. Appreciate you all. Damn, had a nice Cadillac. He got fucked up. Like, the driver's side tire is like that on the side of the road, and the fender's all smashed up. So yeah, but he seems to be cool though. Seems to be cool. Excuse me. Moving on. Danhausen. This is unfortunate news here. Danhausen and his wife have recently suffered a miscarriage. On Twitter, Lauren Giles, the wife of AEW Danhausen, revealed the two originally suffered a miscarriage. She noted that she wanted to keep the situation private, but since it was out there that she was pregnant, they decided to offer an explanation. Quote, because I am shadow banned, this post will remain up on my page for a few days for visibility and then will be deleted. Grief, miscarriage. Hey everyone, I thought long and hard about making this post, but for the sake of my family's collective mental, we have decided that this is the best route. Unfortunately, Donovan and I lost our baby last week. We are devastated. It doesn't matter. I'd like to remain private due to the nature of our job. Several people will be made aware that we were expecting. To avoid questions and unwanted comments, we would like to put this out there in the immediate and I feel like talking about it. If we do not respond to you, please do not take this personally. We'll be taking a step back from social media a little bit. That's basically what it is. It's talking about more about the issue, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Just not want to be bothered by putting it out there. And I totally understand where they're coming from too. It's like, well, we did put out there we were pregnant, so maybe we should explain the situation, and then you won't come to bother us about it, and you gotta keep rehashing the source of it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them, and I hope everything's going okay. Now, on some sucker news shit, do you know the Bengals punk asses tried to steal SummerSlam from Cleveland? Cincinnati Bengals contacted the WWE about hosting SummerSlam at Paycor Stadium instead of Cleveland Brown Stadium. ESPN has reported that Hamilton County Administrator Jeff Aludo had
Cincinnati punk ass need to realize y'all not a wrestling town. Cleveland is.
No, they're trying to be, though, because they playing Moxley. And Moxley ain't with WWE, but I guess they try to parlay it. I don't know.
That's the stop. I remember when y'all had the AEW in Cincinnati and the one here in Cleveland, and he got a more stand ovation here in Cleveland than he did in the one in Cincinnati. Okay,
Cincinnati's more of a WCW town back in the day.
Brian Pillman, yeah,
and not only that, JCP too. JCP used to run through Ohio a lot, and Cincinnati was one of their towns.
Why don't Cincinnati vouch for NXT so y'all can get Lexus King there? Get you some form of Brian Pillman there.
Can we get to cut off that dumbass facial hair, please?
No.
Please?
That's on the stay, bro. It's stupid as hell, but it's going to stay. Why don't you pitch for that? That way you can at least see a resemblance of a Cincinnati Bengals game.
It says they reached out several times, but, quote, they didn't call back. Yeah, WWE for once. Good looking. Way to have our back. In the words of Bart Scott. Update on Jacob Fatu reportedly signing with WWE. It's reported that he signed his day after ending his MLW run. They've yet to announce his signing. PW Insider Elite and Via of Wrestling Inc. reports that Fatu is not set to debut on any upcoming SmackDown, and word is that WWE is no rush to put him on TV. There's been rumors that he will appear in the draft, but I'm assuming he didn't.
No, he did not.
No reason given on why he's not shown up there yet, and like I said, there's just no rush to put him on TV yet.
Probably finishing up some dates, probably MLW. You know, he contract expired, but you know, they still probably have like the what's the name. So
at the Pape, during a great tag team ladder match we'll get into, Dax Harwood reportedly suffered a concussion. Said he's okay. Take some time off. Be off about a couple weeks or two and get back in there. Nothing super major on that one. Just reporting.
I get into a couple more.
Go ahead, sure.
All right. So,
yeah, because I only have one more that does not involve Tony Khan stuff involved with the show. So
Vince McMahon.
We'll get to it. Go ahead.
So we always been wondering what has Vince been up to since he sold. By the way, he sold the rest of his stock in TKO, so he's officially done with WWE. Like he's done. Like done. Everybody was wondering though before that, what has Vince been doing since all this stuff around? Well, apparently he's been taking fancy vacations and for some reason taking lavish vacations and staying in touch with former President Donald Trump. He has not been in contact with WWE leaders, which means he has not talked to his son-in-law. He has not talked to his daughter. Probably not pertaining to wrestling business. I'm assuming he's still gonna talk to his damn daughter. I hope you're not that petty of a father.
You know what we're talking about here, right?
No, that's why I said hope. That's why I said hope. I hope not. But again, it's Vince McMahon, so yeah. He has been in contact with John Cena and Dwayne Johnson. A lot. So that's what he has been doing with basically doing. Mark Shapiro said he don't work for the company. He don't come to the office. He's not coming back to the company. So he just said he's unfazed by his legal issues. They said he was late March. They said he returned on a private plane from Turk and Caicos, but wasn't alone. He had 7 kittens and a puppy to be adopted by his friends.
Okay.
This seemed like just some. We try to make Vince McMahon seem like he ain't that bad of a guy. So we're bringing back puppies from Turk and Caicos, like.
That's why I was stopping. Like I've had enough.
That makes
we can move on.
That makes no sense. I'm with you with that one. Yeah. I think I'll get to my funny story last. New Japan Pro Wrestling has acquired Stardom. have revealed that this will go into effect June 28th. So shout out to that. Shout out to the women of Stardom, because Stardom has been fucking killing it like they always have been. More news about that. So remember we talked about a long time ago. We talking about wrestlers that possibly might, leave with the whole thing with Razi Agawa being booted out by Bushy Road and him starting his own promotion. But we got names of some of the people. We all know Julia's gonna go over there, do some dates for him. Yuzaki would be one. Utami Hashishita is the big name out of ones that's going over there. We all remember she was a special guest of Io Sky at the Performance Center for a couple what's the name. So but also some of the names that they said are still there. Maya Tawani is still there, but Dave Meltzer also reported that she also was unhappy about the way Agawa got let go. She's literally going to probably serve out her year there, and then she's probably going to leave. Leave, but they still in good shape. You still got Zuni, you still got Starlight Kid. You got you still got Suri, who is like the female Daniel Bryan of Joshi, bro. Her kicks, bro, hurt, bro. I think she kicked harder than Daniel Bryan, bro. She's a female, and I'm not saying that as like a knock on Daniel Bryan, but like, when I showed you the one match she had, you felt them kicks, bro. And they in Japan too, so they kicking like, what's the name? Tam Nagano.
Is Shirakawa with them?
Yes.
Okay.
She's also going to be there. So, of course, all those also advertised on that April 4th show in Philly, along with Mariah May and Willow Nightingale, even though that's just the Stardom show before, that we're talking about. So all of them are there, going to stay in Stardom, but big name is Maya Tawani. We're going to see where she's going to go. The high thing is that she's probably going to leave her contract up, because she was also on the same boat of like, she didn't like the way they did Agawa, basically. She also was the stablemate of Julia for a little while, so then they're doing Dale DeMonico, I think, was the stable they had, was them three. That was like the female like bloodline with three people, so without interranging people, they were just kicking everybody's ass. And then last one, Jimmy Smith, former WWE commentator.
He has a whole video for this on YouTube, by the way.
I just
happened to stumble across it.
Against Ronda Rousey. And boy, this had a lot to say. He pulled no punches. Ready to get into it?
Yep. Yes, sir.
His words. I have never been a religious person. I always said about God, he gets all the credit and none of the blame. That's what Ronda Rousey wants. All the credit and not the blame. I want credit for all my wins, my losses. I had CTE, I had this, I had that. I'm the greatest to ever do it, but when it didn't work, it was so and so and so and so and so and never me. She never gives credit to the people who actually beat her. The idea that I left MMA and went to WWE because I had concussion problems makes no sense to me. That is true. Why'd you leave UFC to go to WWE where you're going to get put in a more, what's the name? He said...
Because she thought WWE wasn't a sport.
She also thought they was going to cater to her ass. They ain't no white. You don't get that love. They don't love you like that, mama. You don't get that.
Continue, my fault.
No, you're good. He said, let me tell you, let me let you in on something. If you are listening to these people behind the scenes, camera people, audio people, all the people you can push around and bully and talk down to, can't stand it. Everybody behind the scenes that had to put a mic on Ronda Rousey couldn't stand her. I said, why? They said she was a bitch to us from the beginning. My fault. She was a bitch to us from the moment she sat down to the moment she got up. Like it's our fault that she had to do this interview to hype something. Her next fight, and she just miserable. And she just mean to us and we can't stand it. They was cheering when she got knocked out. The old people couldn't stand Ronda Rousey. So don't go sit there and telling me you're playing victim when the poor guy gets shit on by you and you're mean to the person asking questions when we're hyping the fight. Don't give me this victim shit. Don't waste my time with it. And that is everything pertaining to Ronda Rousey. Which I understand. Ronda Rousey came into this whole WWE thing. She felt she was gonna get caught up too. She thought that because she was Ronda Rousey, they're gonna make the way pay for it. They kind of did in a way. Basically, like they gave you the title off rip when a lot of people felt you didn't really deserve it. Then you started having an ego trip backstage, thinking that stuff's gonna get handed to you. A lot of women in the roster when you first came into WWE didn't like you. It's probably the same thing that Jimmy Smith probably said. You just felt like everything was given to you. They said you never really tried to learn the business. You never really tried to actually like wrestle. She wasn't the best on the mic, so it just.
You know what I did? So you know what I did notice about all of this stuff is that a lot of people say some of the things about Jimmy Smith too. But I get it for him because you came from a whole other thing. And this is even before TKO owned WWE. Which, TKO owns UFC. And he was formerly with UFC as an announcer. Didn't even know what long he was. But he's from an MMA background. But a lot of people would say, you didn't know the product or the moves when you was an announcer. So they could have said a lot of the same things about you. Not that I'm shitting on him. I like that he's revealing this. I'm just saying, it's ironic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And also, too, I think he was getting fed stuff, though, because they still like...
Yeah, that was Vince in your ear?
Yeah, your ear.
Time.
Telling you everything up about that. But, I mean, it's just funny that, like, you can't make all these comments about a company and all this that you felt did you wrong, but it seemed like to me they did you down there better than they'll do other people. And you got people that you taking shots at. You saying they treat Logan Paul better than you. He get more time to prepare for matches. Logan Paul disputed that. Logan Paul was like, my first match, yeah. He like, they gave me time. He like, but now since I'm getting more acclimated to the ring, I'm not getting that long time to run these matches. Like the longest I had it, the prep for a match, do a match was like 2 days. Like 3 days. He like, they ain't giving me all this time to do this. Like, I don't know where you get that from. And he said, when I come, I entertain crowds. Like, you're going to get a good show if I'm out there. You can't say the same about you. Like, and you can't take shots that they get butt hurt when people say stuff back. Which she haven't said nothing back yet, but she will.
I feel like that's how everybody has been tripping that Triple H thing. That's exactly what you just said. You can't get mad when you take shots and people take shots back. That's what Ospreay did. Yet you got Kevin Nash's out here, Triple H's. People like, oh, you shouldn't have. Why not? You hit below the belt first. All I'm doing is defending myself. I look at it as the same thing.
No, yeah. But you just can't take shots like that and then expect people not to say stuff back. Like, that's just the way it happens. That's the way it's going to be. Like.
Was that your last news?
Yeah.
All right, let me finish up mine here so we can get into the stories this week. The Week in Wrestling. TV, I mean, in the Week in Wrestling. Max Caster claims he's been suspended by AEW on social media, reported he's still scheduled to wrestle this weekend. They actually had a match against...
so is it really a suspension?
They had a match against the Grizzled Young Veterans. We'll talk about that in a second.
Is that really a suspension?
Former AEW Tag Team and Trio Champion Matt Caster drew attention when he responded to a fan's question on X asking if he's no longer in AEW. He responded, I am suspended. Apparently, it's referring to, I guess, the internet platform. So, that's it on that one. Short, sweet. All these other ones have to do with Tony getting hurt, so we'll get to that when we talk about the shows. So, we'll get to that in a little bit. And that also is under the same jurisdiction for this Tony Storm one. So now we're going to move to this week's news stories I got. All right, so starting off, it has been announced that WrestleMania 41 is going to be in Las Vegas. Now,
yeah, I thought it was going to be in Minnesota. That was the heavy favorite was Minnesota.
Well, it was, sorry, I had to fix something that dropped. It was previously reported that it was supposed to be Minnesota. So I'm guessing they'll probably shoot for Minnesota next year. And they were going to do Vegas, but I guess they flip-flopped them.
Yeah.
And they also pushed it back to April 19th, April 20th, so it'll be across 420 weekend. So that's gonna be a high ass WrestleMania. I'd love to be there if we can figure it out.
I don't know. I'm not a weed smoker. I don't get to wear it all the 420.
No, it's some college kids basically came up at this is the rumor story, is that every day at like 4 o'clock or at 4:20 they would go smoke somewhere.
That's my thing. Like,
and that started in like the 60s and 70s, and then it went from there.
If you smoke weed a lot, do it really matter if it's 420 or not?
No,
I'm just saying.
No, but it's just fun to have your own thing. Why can't we have a day? Quit hating.
I'm not hating.
Everybody else get a fucking day.
I'm not
everything, bro. I'm gonna show you.
Niggas don't get a day.
Hold on.
We don't get a day.
Hold on.
What day we get?
Hold on. Do you see what this is right here on camera? Move it over. There you go. These are plastic forks. I swear to fucking God, there's a plastic fork day in this bitch.
It better not be.
Bro, every day of the year. It's 365, 366 in a leap year. Every day of the year is something, bro. Go look it up. I promise you. Mario Day, Headphone Day, Flower Day. Everything in the fucking world, inanimate or not, has a fucking day.
But we just had Star Wars Day. That's it.
Exactly. May the 4th be with you. So why can't that have a day?
I don't watch Star Wars neither. So I don't watch.
So why can't that have a day? Everything else do.
Hey, I'm not knocking on 420 having a day. I'm just saying, if you smoke weed every day, do it make a difference than 420?
You're going to smoke on the 1st and you smoked on the 19th.
That's my point.
I'm just saying, though.
That's my point. That's the point I'm making. I'm like, if you smoke every day, do it matter if it's a certain day? Or you go, I understand, like, if you start blazing at 420.
Now, this is going to sound really dumb. I'm going to preface this when I say this. But technically, I'm black every day. Should I really give a fuck that February is Black History Month? Because they talk about the same shit every time. It's not like they talk about new history. Or they talk about the shit that you already know about.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm not hating. I'm just being real. Just be honest. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't have that, am I not more black?
I'm Black History every day, goddamn.
Thank you. Exactly my point, bro. I'm just saying, since everything fucking else has a day, why can't that have a day? But that's here nor there.
They can have a day.
All I'm saying is that night 2 is going to be on 420. That stadium's going to be fucking lit. I'd like to be there if we can. We'll figure it out. Anyway.
We probably will. We'll be there.
We'll figure it out.
Because of 420.
We just got to get tickets to the show.
As far as accommodations, I want to see the new Reliance Stadium anyway. That will be.
Like I said, it looks like a giant Roomba.
I know. I heard they said like all the windows are like black or something.
It looks. If you've seen the Roomba, that's what it looks like. The iRobot little floor vacuum. That's what it looks like. Except it's gigantic.
Well, I make plans. We'll probably be in there. We gotta do a Mania. Why not close?
AJ Styles confirms that he spoke with Will Ospreay about joining WWE before he decided on joining AEW. His quote. He said this during a recent interview. Here's his quote. Well, it's hard to keep my eye on what I've been focused on. What I've been focused on right now will be WWE, focused on what's going on with my own family. It's so hard to focus on what's going on outside. But yeah, of course, why would I not want some of the best talent in the world to come to WWE? I mean, I think there's great guys. Listen, if he was a douchebag, I probably would have called him on it, but he wanted to come here, so we didn't agree with him. But I think he's a great talent, and there's a lot of them out there. It's only a matter of time before we go get them. Or get to them, I should say.
See, stuff like that. Why can't we have comments like that? Like, look, that's my boy. I'm happy for him. I wish he'd be here with me, but he ain't. But that's my boy. I'm still happy for him. Go do you, and then when our paths cross again, cross when they cross.
We've been talking about the health of Mick Foley recently. He's doing a little better. He's at the Comic-Con. He has this month at Oklahoma City, Oklahoma on May 24th through the 26th.
Nice.
So during the week before Memorial Day. So good for him. Good to see him back out.
I'm glad what's not getting better. I'm glad he's not having that final retirement match.
I guess we consider this our funny one because of who's giving it, so let's see how funny it is. Booker T takes issue with Tony Khan's Harvey Weinstein shot at the WWE. So
I didn't like that neither.
We'll get to more of that.
Right?
Hey, man, the owner of your fucking company did it. That's why he said it. Don't act like just because you just fired the motherfucker that it doesn't still count. Because there's still people making allegations against him for other things, not SA-related things, but bullying-related things. I just read a story about that earlier today that I didn't even get to, that I'm not even going to present on this show. But once I hear it, I may present it on our next show. And it's under Triple H's leadership. So, how much is really changing there. So it's relevant.
I just don't like the Hardy White. Also, not been to that thing out like retrial. Like he go for a retrial.
Yeah, he got released or some shit recently.
I don't know. No, he ain't got released. They doing a retrial for the whole thing.
Right.
So like basically all them people that he was
It
today
made it
with.
seem like he got released.
No, I think they say he got released back to prison. I guess. So I think he's going to stay there until the retrial happens. I guess that sucks though for all the victims stuff.
On the latest edition of the Hall of Fame podcast, Booker T talked about the Elite's attack on Tony Khan. AEW president saying that WWE is at the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling, and the NFL Network interview and more. On his comments on the TK driver about the Young Bucks, quote, well, we've seen those guys do the move before, and it seems like they did it in slow motion. See, that's just hating. Like, oh, they made it softer for him. Like, come on, Book. They did not. They did it the same way. Anyway. Seemed like Tony Khan's head was about a foot off the ground when he actually did. He actually paused before he actually put it
But a
down.
lot of people say he didn't sell the attack good. No, they say like the punch I think he took. They said like it.
Bro, he's not a wrestler.
I know. I
You
know.
can't expect him to go and do that shit like the rest of them. He just knows how to sell. He's not a wrestler.
Hey, if that shit what's the name? Hell, Ric Flair came out there with them weak ass punches the one time too.
He's old.
Damn that no. You want to fuck that? You want to wrestle matches with pacemakers in your yard? You get no excuse no more. Like you're chalk, buddy. Like no.
In which I understand taking care of the business. I get that, but if you have to do it like that, why do it at all? I don't know. Everybody knew Jack Perry was wrapping up in New Japan, and then for him to come back with him, I don't know what you get out of doing an angle like that. Once again, hating. That's hating to me because like that's part of their storyline. So why are you saying it like who cares? Anticlimactic. I don't know. Anyway, the one thing I really don't agree with is once the boss starts getting involved with the angle and becomes personality on the air, a character on the show, you're already the boss, so now you're a character as the boss on television as well.
You was around when Eric Bischoff did that shit with NWO.
Worked on the bits, and may have done it better than anybody else. But anyway.
Yeah, Attitude Era.
Exactly.
No, Booker wasn't much with the Attitude Era.
He was there since Vince McMahon was a character on television, bro.
He wasn't there with the Attitude Era, though.
It doesn't matter.
That's
He
what
was
Vince
there when
was.
Vince McMahon was a
But
character
that's
on
what
television,
Vince.
so you saw it. I'm not shitting on him when I say this. I'm saying you saw the best do it. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. You say that Vince. Okay.
Like you were there when Vince was doing it too, so you can't act like nobody else does this. That's how he's saying it.
Vince did it. I'm saying Vince did that shit during the Attitude Era. That's when he made himself what's his name. Once they started doing that PG shit, you ain't really no, because he did a thing with Sable. Oh yeah, Sable. Okay, never mind. You're right. I just think about that like, damn, he did with Sable, but I don't know.
All right, let me skip ahead to the important part because we're gonna drag down the show with all this because he has long ass comments on his.
They all have long ass
His
shit.
personal thoughts on Tony Khan. Let's just get to the quote about the WWE Network. Let's give you the NFL Network comments. Quote. But that was a time when you could really show how astute you really are and what kind of businessman you really are by talking about what's really going on, and that was there with the NFL draft. You know how good they did and how bad they did in the draft. To be able to, circle back, pivot to what's going on in AEW and talk about the angle and create a buzz around the company. Oh, yes, you did that very well. But there again, a way to be able to cover all bases, it really makes you look a certain way as opposed to the way he made himself.
Huh?
That was his words. I don't understand.
I'm lost.
I'm lost by what he said too, bro. I'm not quite sure.
But do we really be lost by shit Booker T be saying on this podcast though?
For the most part.
He said stuff that we look like, huh? What? I don't know it. I don't know. I don't know what was he saying. What was his intent? Like, I don't know.
The last part of it, he says where it's coming from, and that's the thing. Where's it coming from? Because I don't see any of this coming from the other side. This is the one side of the fair. Book. That's a lie. Book. Maybe not Harvey Weinstein.
Y'all both taking shots. Y'all both been taking shots.
Weekend.
Y'all both been taking
the whole
shots.
Mania weekend, they were taking shots.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you fucking talking about, Booker T? This is the one side of the fair.
I can't give you.
I'm just saying where it's coming from.
I can't give
Where's
you
the
that.
stand coming from?
I can't give
Where's
you that.
this hate coming from to be able to make a statement like that? You have to question that. No, I don't have to question it. It's proof. It's in the media. They did it all Mania weekend. Like, come on, bro.
Oh, the back and forth shit just stop, bro. Can we just get wrestling, bro?
All right, last thing.
That's all I want.
Last thing.
I don't want no more back and
It had
forth.
nothing to do with either one of them. This has to do with old wrestling shit. So Ric Flair's pissed off that they have the Death of WCW docuseries is going to be on Vice coming up in June. Said he wasn't interviewed. So let's figure out why he was pissed off. Ric Flair's not happy with the upcoming Death of the... everything I just stated again. As reported, Vice TV is working with the Rock $7 production to make the series. But he also is behind the Death of the Territories documentary.
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
It premieres June 4th. It's currently titled Who Killed WCW. Flair in a Twitter post criticized the series and noted that he was not interviewed for it, writing, quote, as usual, more bullshit.
You shouldn't be involved in no shit like that anyway. You should be happy they didn't interview you.
As usual, more bullshit.
Because you're a part of Downfall in 2000. You over faking heart attacks on the air and stuff.
As usual, more bullshit.
You know, he should be interviewed just off that alone.
Let me finish reading this. As usual, more bullshit. No interview with Ric Flair, who was WCW and who made everyone there for 20 years. Run by the same people who killed the company. How embarrassing. A documentary about WCW without me. And according to E. Bischoff on 8 Through Weeks, it was the greatest WCW. Hold on, I had to continue. It was the greatest WCW wrestler, and I made everyone in the company as there wouldn't be anyone.
He said Flair was?
He said, I made everyone in the company as there wouldn't be anyone without me. Flair is saying that. Okay. Diamonds are forever, and so is Ric Flair. For you haters, please go to 8 Through with Eric Bischoff if you have a problem. That was what he said there, and it continues. Hold on. We have more. So that's the end of that part of it. And then the other part of it I have, he clarifies his comments.
Play that. I'm not thinking, I don't know what the hell you were saying towards the end there. Like.
So he's clarifying his comments. So he may not be happy with the show we talked about. He says it has nothing to do with The Rock. As noted yesterday, Flair took to Twitter to slam the upcoming Vice TV series, which is produced by the Rock $7 company, his production company. Noted that the interview he was not interviewed for, he posted again on Twitter today that he doesn't have an issue with The Rock, but rather with $7 people who don't know what they're doing.
That's The Rock.
He wrote, let's not confuse my relationship with At The Rock with
That's The Rock.
I respect The Rock as he respects me. He just has some jabronis that he don't know what they're doing that work for him. I would love 2 hours on at Busted Open Radio or 2 hours on Kevin Nash's Click This Podcast, which is the best podcast outside of the Busted Open in my opinion. Kevin knows the truth. Is this legit tough? Has he earned my respect for years? Oh, is legit tough and has earned my respect for years. That's it. Now, in that, here's what I have to say real quick. Now, one of these, Busted Open isn't. The other one is under your son-in-law's podcast empire, I will call it, because he has so many podcast shows. But I would think you would maybe put over, well, I guess you technically did put over one of his shows, but I thought you picked something maybe Conrad was on to say it's one of your favorites. He is your son-in-law. I mean, literally married to one of your daughters, but no, I guess that's here and there. I'm glad he clarified, and I get his mad. I get why he's mad, but he's trying to say, I'm not mad at The Rock.
You're mad at The Rock, though.
I'm mad at The Rock's people.
You're mad at The Rock. Look here.
He said I'm mad at
It's one thing about The Rock. The Rock is involved in everything he does. He's involved heavily in it. It's him, his ex-wife, Danny Garcia. They are involved in everything. Everything $7. They're going to be involved heavily in. You're mad at The Rock, bro. You're mad at The Rock. You just don't want to say that you're mad at The Rock, but you're mad at The Rock. You subliminally saying you're mad at The Rock without saying you're mad at him. That's basically what you're saying, bro. Like you are. Like, but I get it, though. Like, you think WCW, Ric Flair should be part of that, though. Like, part of that. But you talking about who killed WCW, though. Like, was Ric Flair was there, but was he like really there though? That'd be more on like Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan and all those guys. I can't wait to see that document. Like, are we gonna get an hour on who on the people? Like, we gonna get one on Eric Bischoff and why you could say he probably killed WCW. You get one on Hulk
I don't know,
Hogan.
because a lot of people you can say did that.
You say get one on Hulk Hogan the next week. Why Hulk Hogan probably killed WCW?
So recently, Wrestling Don Kotaku had 2 nights. I'm gonna give you some results from night 2. Also tying some of night 1. On night 1, so you remember a couple of months ago, or about a month ago or so, Nick Nemeth won the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship from David Finlay. Finlay won it back, so Nick Nemeth's run lasted 71 days. Moving on from there, some matches on here of importance. IWGP Tag Team Championship match, Bullet Club, Chase Owens and Kenta beat Bishamon, which is Hiroki Goto and shitty-ass Yoshihashi, to regain their titles. Never Openweight title match, Shingo Takagi defeated Gabe Kidd to retain. IWGP Global Heavyweight title match, as I said, David Finlay defeated Nick Nemeth to become the new champion. And IWGP World Heavyweight title match, Jon Moxley retained against Ren Narita, 25-minute match. So, some stuff going on overseas there. And then that's it for me on the news side, brother.
All right.
Let's get into the shows from this week, man. I guess that starts with me then. I got the listen from 420.
Yeah, I do start with you.
Okay.
Yeah. It start with you, then I go to NXT. I ain't doing Raw because I'm literally just doing NXT because it was spring breaking, which is
Like a pape.
yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Opens with a Cope. Oh, well, actually not a Cope match. Sorry. Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe in a warm-up match for their match against the House of Black. Take on Action Andretti and his Hydro homies Top Flight. I think somebody talked to him about the water bottle because it's been like 2 months he hasn't come out with it. So
You still got to start with the Hydro homies.
that's me. Though.
Oh, that's you. Oh, God.
He said it, so I'm gonna. Hey, that's like his scarlet letter for life.
Okay.
Until he gets.
All right. I'm about to say,
Until
please
he
tell me.
gets over doing something else.
Okay, please tell me he's not calling them the Hydro homies, bro. They okay with this?
Until he gets over doing something else, I'm gonna call that shit.
Okay.
Anyway, like I said, this is a warm-up match for the match they're gonna have on the paper against the House of Black. They get a 6-way stare down and setting up a triple clothesline that puts all men down. Kingston wins a slug out with Andretti. Gets kicked back down by Dante. Copeland grabs the implanted DDT on Dante. Then it's a J Driller to Darius, a spear, and a Froggy Bow finish the match off for Kingston, Copeland, and Briscoe. 12 minutes, 17 seconds. Good match to open up the show. House of Black pop up with various threats for the winner. Post match. Next match is Powerhouse Hobbs taking on CJ Esperanza. You know what one of our rules here is? If we don't know the wrestler you're going against, it's probably a squash. And it was 1 minute and 20 seconds. Post match, Don Callis gets in the ring and announces Hobbs is a match of Moxley. But IWGP title match said he called in some favors in Japan to get that to happen. Jericho apologizes to Hook and Taz, but says that Tony Khan has a match for them for the FTW title with Dynasty. Next up, the Guns taking on the Acclaimed. Now, here's my problem with this match. You did this basically 2 days in a row. You did it on Collision, and this is just a tag match. So this isn't even all the Bullet Club Bullet Club Gold, but it's only minus Jay White. You did the same match the next night, and same result.
Bullet Club win. Bullet Club Gold win.
Yeah. Took out Matt Cass for 10 minutes in a second. With a roll up at that. But it's just like it kind of just, why do we need it twice? Not sure why. That's why we didn't give any time to that match, because you're about to get it again in a couple minutes when I talk about Dynasty. So next up, Brian Danielson talks about feeling alive, wonders what Darren Collins is up to. Knight says he has nothing to do with Teteska attacking him, but he wants Danielson to be 100%. I think he's talking about Ospreay. Ospreay came out and said that. Oh, here we go. I've been waiting for this part. This is for you. So Tony Storm cut one of her greatest promos ever. That's why I had to take note of it. This was directed at Thunder Rosa. In the promo, she says, quote, I want it to be left in full color. So she didn't go black and white in this. So I want it to be left in full color so you can see exactly what Thunder Rosa has done to me. And this is when she had all, and this is after Dynamite when she had all that lipstick on her.
I like that. Okay.
I want it to be left in color so you see exactly what Thunder Rosa has done to me. I want to make this perfectly clear. Thunder Rosa, you want to be a hero. You want to be a martyr. You want to rally the troops. There's nothing more disgusting than a wrestler who says that they are not selfish. That this is a business, not a charity. If you want to uplift women, then you should have stayed back and a social worker. Maybe you could be a fighter.
Damn.
Maybe you could be a fighter, but I'm a star. You don't want this belt because you once held it. You want it because of everything I made it while you couldn't. The belt shines in my reflection. The leather smells because I sniff it. You bask in the glow of the sun that shines right out of my ass. You want to drag my soul to hell, Thunder Rosa? You better check the address, sweetheart. If you think you'll find it in hell's my bedroom and I make love to my demons every night. Don't worry, at Dynasty you can just watch. Her best promo ever, bro. She was going in.
She always found a way to pull off something
said,
of her ass.
You bask in the glow of the sun because it shines out of my ass. I had to
That's
pull
a
that.
burn right there.
I had to pull that,
That's
bro.
a burn right
I had to
there.
pull that because she went so in. I was like, I'm talking
And she was
about
in color for it too, though.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Good job
I
on her.
love Toni Storm, bro.
Good job on her.
She is killing it right now.
The Blackpool Combat Club taking on the Don Callis family. To be exact, it was Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Tateska taking on Brian Danielson and Claudio. Excuse me. Basically, with this one, getting down to the pulse of the match, Tateska took a super hurt around on an open chair. Claudio wraps a chain around his arm, uppercuts Tateska. Danielson knees Fletcher into the label lock with the chain to get the victory in 16 minutes and 4 seconds. It was a great wild brawl. AEW's good for those. Danielson said he's doing this match because in heaven he's bleeding in this ring in front of those people. Promo by Statlander, Nightingale, and Stokely Hathaway. Just prepared for the TBS title match. Sky Blue takes on Layla Hirsch. Goes about 5 minutes. Sky Blue takes her out. Catch her with the cheeky Nando's. Hirsch fights back up with a suplex, only to slip from the ropes. Blue grabs her to a dragon sleeper for the tap. 5 minutes and 9 seconds. The Elite take on FTR and Pac in your main event. Also warm up for the pay, but at least they mixed it up a little better than they did for the Bullet Club Gold and the Acclaim match earlier. In this one, Bucks come with the power bomb in the corner and insecurity combination, not exactly working. They bring Harwood back in and Brainbuster plants Okada. FTR sends the Bucks into the corner for each getting a low blow in the corner. Harwood slugs away at Okada, who cuts him right back with the drop kick. Rainmaker gets blocked. Harwood pulls into a sharpshooter. Various super kicks break that up. Matt asks on the top rope elbow for 2. Everything breaks down again. They hit a powerplex that hits Matt. They all get up and slug it out again. The Bucks give Pac a shatter machine for 2, followed by the EVP trigger for the same. Witter dives onto Nick and Okada, leaving Pac to hit the Black Arrow for the pin on Matt. 22 minutes and 15 seconds. Faces go over because they all lose on the paint. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm just being real. We'll get to that in a minute. That was Collision. Real quick, going to Rampage. It was also on 420, so you know what that equals. A Rob Van Dam match.
You know it.
Rob Van Dam
Got
versus
to.
Isaiah Cassidy versus Big Shotty Lee Johnson. Oh, hold on one second. I had some dumb shit happen over here.
You got to at RVD match 420. Yeah, hell yeah. That's iconic. He needs to be on the 420 match.
Oh, hold on. I agree. Sorry.
You got.
Bam. There we go. I had to pull the show back up. For some reason, it jumped out of it and went to a McAfee thing, some pop-up.
Oh, okay.
In the middle of me reading
like,
the thing.
I heard in my ear.
Yeah, in the middle of the thing reading, then I had to jump and open the second window out of YouTube to go back in the where I got the notes at. All right, anyway, so we were on Collision from 420. I know where we're at. I'm trying to get back to the show real quick. Sorry for this technical difficulty. And we're back. All right, anyway. I don't know why I did that. So, opening match was Rob Van Dam versus Isaiah Cassidy versus Big Shotty Lee Johnson versus Commander. This was an elimination match also. So, at the 3-minute and 53-second mark, Isaiah Cassidy gets eliminated.
Of course, he eliminated first.
He got rolled up by Big Shotty. Actually, no, opposite. Cassidy rolled up Big Shotty Lee Johnson, so he got eliminated first.
Not surprised.
And then Cassidy got eliminated.
Not surprised.
He got eliminated by Commander at 9 minutes and 41 seconds, which left it down to Rob Van Dam and Commander. Commander loses this one. 5-star frog splash.
He's not losing on 420.
12 minutes, 35 seconds. I thought that Nigel was hilarious during this, weaving in all of his weed references.
Gotcha.
He weaved in so many
during
the match. He popped Tony a bunch of times during the commentary, so that was funny. The second match was Emi Sakura, we know what I love her, versus Yuka Sakazaki. This is a nice match between the two. They always have good matches between the two. That's the first time we've seen them come together on AEW either. This one, Sakura hitting a backbreaker for 2. Sakura gets on the takes too long to get up after mocking her in a drinking pose, allowing Sakazaki to grab a German suplex and roll up to the ropes. It should be a German suplex from the ropes for a pin in 9 minutes and 32 seconds for the victory. Next up, we got a Rampage exclusive with Angelo Parker talking about if he had lost a fight and he had lost the love of his life, he felt like. Remember the match thing with Soraya's brother and all that dumb shit. So now that that's over, so he was coming out.
It's finally over.
I think they were coming out to say, well, hear me out to see why it happened. So he was coming out to say that he retired. Ruby Saw came out, cut him off, says, "Don't retire, I'm pregnant." They kissed, walked off. So I'm hoping it's over now because she's pregnant.
Well, we already knew she was pregnant for real.
So now they just tied it into the storyline. There you go.
So, yeah.
There you go. Anyway, Kyle O'Reilly, Matt Menard, and Rocky Romero taking on the Undisputed Kingdom in your main event. Actually, faces win this one. And I think this is payback a little bit, at least on the Matt Menard part. Remember they had that match in his hometown he had lost when I was calling him Papa Maje?
Yeah.
Well, he was calling himself that, so I was just repeating it. You kept looking at me like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's what he called himself, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they win this one. It ends with Strong has to strike off with O'Reilly. O'Reilly fires off kicks until a backbreaker cuts him off. Rocky Romero makes the save them O'Reilly to get a clothesline on Bennett and grab him across arm breaker for the victory at 12 minutes and 10 seconds. That's the end of Rampage. All right, now we're at the pay. Personal opinion, one of the greatest pay-per-views they've ever done. Top to bottom, crowd was super hot. The worst match, Meltzer even gave it more than I thought he would. I only gave it a star and a half, maybe 2. Meltzer gave it like 3.5, which was the Jericho match, which he might have wrestled on 0.85 speed instead of 7.5 this time.
Stepped it up because of Pape.
Yeah, but it was brutal. And we'll get into an order, but that's what I'm talking about that specifically because I already started talking about it. But it was brutal because of how the fans treated him. And then it made me think of this analogy. Maybe he's going...
Please retire?
Yes, they were going in. The fans were going in.
I'm sorry, bro.
Please retire.
I'm sorry, bro, but...
They were just shitting on him. And it seemed personal. It didn't seem like because of his wrestling thing. It seemed personal the way they were taking shots. They were. They really were, bro. To me, I look at it like this, though. What if he turns it and plays it like Bret Hart 97, where he's a heel in America but a face in Canada? Here's why I say that. Fast forwarding, Dynamite this week was in Winnipeg. Now I understand that's his hometown. They ain't boo like that though. You heard no please retire, nothing like that for Jericho when he was out there, and he had a whole match. Now I get it, it's his hometown, but they're on a whole Canadian run right now, so I'm gonna keep aware of this and watch and see how they react to him while he's in Canada. But maybe he can pull that face in Canada, heel in America type of deal.
Work for Bret Hart.
but they were going in on him. This crowd was super hot, though. So outside of that match, that's probably the worst match on here. Not every title changed hands, but a lot changed hands. So it was decent enough. Let's get into it and we'll explain it. Pre-show, we had Trent Beretta taking on Matt Sydal.
We all know who won that match.
Thank you.
No, we don't need to go no further.
Post-match, it went 8 minutes, 11 seconds. Post-match, Matt Sydal came out with his brother. I think his name is Mike. He started beating his ass, too, after the match. And then Chuck Taylor comes out and makes the save. He basically bailed from there. Anyway, Orange Cassidy got yours Sabata taking on Shane Taylor Promotions. Taylor breaks up an abdominal stretch, so Sabata can take him up to the corner, hit him with a double strike. Beach break gets broken up. Moriarty snaps Cassidy's fingers. Only to have Cassidy grab Tornado DDT. Kicks Shane Taylor to the outside. Cassidy hits the orange punch of Moriarty for the victory. 12 minutes, 44 seconds. Your main event of the 0 hour was a 6-man tag. Bullet Club Gold taking on the Acclaim. Bullet Club Gold wins and unifies the 6-man belts. I heard a rumor that I guess this may eliminate one of them. I'm not sure. They didn't say which one would be eliminated or how they're going to do that moving forward, because on the Dynamite after, they still came out with both 6-man belts. So we'll see. Anyway, this one came down to Bowen suplexing his way to freedom for some moves from the Guns. Get a tag off to Billy so he could clean house. Billy misses a famouser. Also hits him with his arm for a 2 count. 310 and Yuma gets 2 more. They claimed her back in for the save. That gets broken up as well. Billy powers out with the sleeper suplex. The real famouser gets a 2 count on White, who's right back in with a Blade Runner for the victory. 14 minutes and 48 seconds. Now on to the show proper. Your opening match, Continental title match. Kazuchika Okada taking on Pac. This isn't my own hyperbole when I say this, but some people are calling this one of the greatest match openers of a tape ever. I wouldn't necessarily go that far, but it was a great match. And the first time confrontation between the two, which I did enjoy. You had new wrinkles from Okada, who usually gets up in his power-up spot with the Rainmaker pose, but instead he gets up with the finger for you and then shows it to every side of the crowd. So that was funny. Like I said, this is a really great match. Ends up going 21 minutes and 52 seconds. Towards the end of the match, Okada grabs for a tombstone after Rainmaker gets reversed into a brutalizer. That gets broken up as well. Pac hits a nasty tombstone of his own. Only have the he went for the Black Arrow. Okada raised the knees, hit the Rainmaker to retain. Next up, Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Briscoe. Mark, to be exact, taking on the House of Black. This match was pretty good, too. A lot of people said, oh, well, this is a match you can have a main event, any collision. True, but I do feel like they did enough variations in the match, and with the ending results, made it pay-per-view worthy and the storyline streams you can get from it. I'll get into that in a second. Copeland adds a spear. Briscoe hits a froggy ball for 2. Malachi Black comes back in, has to stare down with Copeland. Briscoe cuts it off. The House cleans house. Back in with stare downs of Copeland. The House cleans house, but the good guys come back with a couple triple spears for another knockdown. We get settled back in a Black versus Copeland. He tries to go for a spear. He gets misted in the face during the spear, and then catches a Black mask to lose. House of Black wins 17 minutes and 41 seconds. This has already started to affect him, as we'll talk about later this week on Dynamite. The misses made him a little different. We'll see how we get there. Next up, Julia Hart taking on Willow Nightingale. Shortest match of the card, did not dissipate the excitement that came out of the match. The crowd was here for it. Only went 6 minutes. Willow goes over. She is the new TBS championship. Julia Hart, I think she's going to have to drop it eventually anyway. Had the bad shoulder injury. Not sure where it happened or why. But she, it was about time for her to drop it, so she should take care of that anyway. So Nightingale powers up, gets pulled into a sleeper. Hart slips out of pulls Hart to a sleeper. Hart slips out of it. Nightingale plants her with the spine buster for 2. Nightingale charges into some boots into the corner. Manages to raise her boots up to block the moonsault. Babe with the powerbomb gets the finish. Post match, She celebrates with Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. Mercedes Moné comes down to shit on their parade for a stare down. So we know what the next match is anyway. That's going to be a Double or Nothing. Her versus Monet versus Nightingale for the TBS. Next up, international title match. Colorado taking on Roderick Strong. I love when entities who know each other because they were in the same stable for so long fight each other, could usually get really good matches out of it. We thought we'd have got that from the Usos this year, and it ended up not being so much. With this,
that match was horrible.
With this match, you did get it. It was very technical between the two. It was basically the Messiah, the backbreaker, delivering as many backbreakers as he can, as opposed to Colorado, who would try to break down limbs and beat him up with chops and stuff like that. A very technical match. Wardlow ran down for it to be some gaga in it, but actually got nullified, so it ended up didn't even matter. And Roger Strong won clean to retain his title. It came down to this. Like I said, Wardlow came in with the distraction. All it led to was for a small package for a 2 count by Strong. Back up O'Reilly hits a brain buster, setting up the cross arm breaker. Strong sends him over the ropes. Once he gets back up, hits him with a head and a heartache to get the victory. 17 minutes and 19 seconds. Next up was what I figured was the worst match of the night. It wasn't actually bad. Oh, also, prior to that. Post-match, Undisputed King comes out to celebrate, including Adam Cole in the wheelchair. And then my man stands up from the wheelchair and walks to the ring. So that means he should be back soon. Also, when he got down there, had that typical menacing Adam Cole look behind your back.
Wardlow up.
You know what I'm saying? That behind your back
Wardlow
look.
is your time, bro.
Yeah, you know the look I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, because he's done it many times in NXT, so you know what I'm talking about. So he hit him with that behind his back, but why they celebrated Roddy, so that was funny. So we'll see what happens from there. Next up was the FTW title match, Hook versus Jericho. The FTW title match has special rules, basically a hardcore match. Get down to the end of the match because there's a lot that happened here. Jericho took a lot of shots you weren't expecting this. Took a suplex through the table from the apron. Took a suplex inside of a garbage can. So he took some spots that didn't expect him to take here. Judas Effect is countered into a knee bar. Jericho reverses into the walls. Hook reverses into a small package for 2. Grabs on the red rum. Only have Jericho kick it with a low blow. Then he hits another Judas Effect. And that connects for a 2 count. Jericho hits another one again, but only to get 2. Then he goes against Floyd. Smacks Hook upside the head with Floyd. Knocks him out. Then he gets the pin finally. 16 minutes and 50 seconds. Taz gets up.
They gave him 16 minutes?
Yeah, surprised me. That's part of the reason why this is a bad match. You could have gave more of that time to Willow Nightingale. She got 6 minutes in her time.
But Julia Hart was hurt, though, so maybe you probably had to give it to somebody, probably. So you probably gave it to them, probably, I'm assuming.
Good point.
Damn, 16 minutes?
This caused Taz to get up from commentary and go and check on him. Now, Taz can't wrestle at all, ever, because of his neck.
Yeah.
That's why he always is doing commentary and wrestling, but you never see him get involved with scraps because he seriously cannot. So he got up from commentary to check on Hook, like, stay away. Like, yelling at Jericho, like, you won, just get the fuck away, type of deal. Also, he was no longer on commentary for the rest of the night, playing into that because, Hook got hurt. Next up is the women's title match. Toni Storm taking on Thunder Rosa. We just heard this incredible promo I read for you that she cut on Thunder Rosa prior to the pay. This is, in my opinion, Toni Storm's best match since she's been in AEW. Actually, I may not even say that, but it's definitely been her best match since she's been timeless because there was less jokey shit here.
Oh, she's like serious.
She it was some jokey shit because she came out with her face looking like fucking George Washington's hairdo back in 1700s. It was all like powdered white, like Baby Jane, but she wrestled serious as fuck. But in the opposite, Thunder Rosa wore no face paint, which is rare for her.
Yeah.
So remember she rubbed the face paint off a couple weeks ago, so this time she came into the match without it. She also came in with, I think the fit, some people tried to say it was Wolverine and X-Men. I think it was more Fallout. With the blue and yellow fit she had on. I think it was more of a shout out to Fallout. But anyway, Toni Storm had a great match here. There was not a lot of gaga in this one. Like, Ryan May came in the apron for a little bit, but it honestly did not affect the match. Toni Storm basically won this one straight up. Now, great spots in the match. There's a Death Valley driver on the apron that planted Toni Storm. Only got a 2 count. Storm got back in with a backstabber on the corner, followed by a bottom rope DDT of all things. Fisherman suplex gets Storm 2 count. Rosa stomps out the connect for the same. Excuse me. Touchdown grabs a choke bomb on Rosa, slugged it away. Only charged to a headbutt. This is where I said Mariah May tried to offer a distraction. She got pulled away though by Adriana Purrazzo, which led to a match between those two later. Storm grabs a German suplex to set up a hip attack. Storm Zero gets a 2 count. So Storm busts out the cloverleaf.
Dean Malenko.
Yep, Rosa gets out, grabs a backbreaker, and then a Cobra clutch. Storm escapes out of that as well. This is when the ref's back got turned. I call it a pussy kick. Nobody else has been willing to call it that because of low blow on women. If it's Dick Kick City, let's talk about their anatomy. It's a pussy kick. She hit her with a pussy kick, basically. Hit Storm Zero to get the victory. 15 minutes and 5 seconds. A labia punt, whatever you want to call it.
Jericho.
A click kick, labia punt, whatever you want to fucking call it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. A match of the year contender. I damn to say match of the year, bro. I do this often on the show. I'm gonna do it again. Words don't do it justice. Just go watch it. There were so many amazing spots. Some of my favorites was when he hit the Psycho knee against the side of the head at the same time he was going for the the hidden blade out of each corner. Like they just charged at each other. One got off of one.
No, that might be match of the year. I don't think it's gonna be a match that's gonna top that.
And that was a great count. There was so many great counters in this fucking match. The counter from the motherfucking was it the LaBelle lock into the Styles Clash?
Yeah. Shout out AJ Styles.
I mean, it was so many spots in this fucking match, bro. You just had to watch the match. I can't. Me telling you what happened really isn't not gonna do it justice. You got to just go watch the match. It ends up ending when. So there was a something 91 he called it, or 93.
Tiger Driver 90.
Tiger Driver. All right. So Danielson's selling it like he hurt his neck out of it, but if I rewatched it, he wasn't hurt at all. He completely landed on his back. So this was just him selling. Then from there, before the refs could finish like checking on him selling his neck,
he did
he hit the hidden blade to end the match. That's what it was. Then the refs were checking on him. Then Ospreay went in and checked him like he felt bad after the fact. But it was still a crazy ass match. He
said he was retiring a Tiger Driver.
He retired the move because he felt like it hurt Brian. There was 30. It went 32 minutes and 19 seconds. Deserving so. It didn't feel like it though. It breezed by. It was just such a wonderful match. It was great. It was just a great match. Like I said, post match, the Mex were checking on Danielson. Ospreay seemed scared about it, but he did get his arm raised though. Next match. Now it was hard to beat a match, before that, because that's what came out of it, because it made your match look a little worse. But I actually liked the match placement of how they did it on this card, because the next match coming out of that was the Young Bucks versus FTR in a ladder match. Maybe the best of the 4 they've had. And somebody who's seen all 4, I need somebody else's opinion of it. It was a brutal match. The stip helped, you know what I'm saying? I felt like at times, part of the hubris that got them caught up in the loss of this is them chasing moves that the Bucks did, which has been what led them to a loss against the Bucks previously. Like they were
trying to outbuck the Bucks.
Right. There was a spot on here where they had a ladder draped across the apron and like the barricade, and it's to avoid getting took out by it, because both Bucks tried to throw Wheeler into it. He like slid underneath the ladder, hit both of them, jumped up on the ladder, and then did a moonsault off the ladder on them. It looked great. That ain't y'all though. And then it didn't tie into the loss, but like I said, stuff like that you just happen to notice. Either way, we're really tied to the loss. It's actually a return of Jack Perry. Towards the end of the match, brutal match. There were great spots. One of my favorite, Dax, I believe, had Nick locked into a sharpshooter while he was wrapped inside of the ladder. So he was like locked the sharpshooter around the leg of the ladder, had him locked up, and then he only got broke about super kick by Matt to the face. So that was pretty good. There was one spot where he had it in between the ladder, and they just kept closing the ladder on him. So that shit was funny too. But eventually, the match ended when there was, it seemed like a fan ran into the ring, had on a black hoodie and a Sting mask. The ref jumped all over him after he knocked the ladder off, which knocked Dax off the ladder. Hurry up and take the mask off. Jack Perry with a shit-eating grin. Perfect timing for him to come back. Helps the Elite get the victory here in the ladder match. So now I guess he's part of the Elite. We'll get to more of that when we get to Dynamite. But Young Bucks win this one, so now it's 2-2. So they gotta do a rubber match. Went 21 minutes, 47 seconds. I thought it was a great match, like I said, possibly the best of the four yet. Depends on your opinion of it. Let me get your main event. AEW World Title match, Swerve Strickland versus Samoa Joe. We crowned AEW's first African-American champion here. Match goes 17 minutes, 55 seconds. Let's get towards the end of the match. Back up, get a swerve. It's a house call into a 450 into the swerve stomp for only a 2 count. Needed a quick breather. They're right back up. Joe slaps on the Coquina clutch but can't get the full grip. Swerve gets out of it, hits another house call for a 2 count. They both get up. Swerve knocks him down again to set up the swerve stomp for the victory. 17 minutes, 55 seconds. He was very emotional after the show, and he celebrated for a long time with the fans post match.
Deservedly so. I'm glad he got it.
That was Dynasty.
Glad he got it. If he ain't get it, man,
That was Dynasty. As a pay-per-view in a whole, I thought it was even better.
I love that people like R-Truth, he was joking. People like Kofi Kingston and all them, they like gave him his flowers.
Did they?
Deserve it.
I didn't know. I'm glad they did because somebody pointed this out.
He deserved it.
Do you know right now?
I think he mentioned Kofi winning in one of his promos, I think. Like, he said he want to be like Kofi. Like,
he talked about Kofi. He talked about Athena having it right now, ROH and her run. That was like 2-3 weeks ago when he did that. Do you know right now in pro wrestling, there are 3 world champions that are African-American men. Moose, Swerve Strickland.
He need to go somewhere, bro.
Trick Williams.
He need to go somewhere, man. Moose, please leave Impact.
But he had the best quote of it. Somebody mentioned to this.
Leave, Moose, please leave.
Somebody mentioned this to Moose on X. He had the best response. He said,
and then you can mention Bianca Belair and Jake. Spoiler.
Yeah.
So you got
he said he had the best response to it, though. He said, now let's make it where this normalize it.
Yeah.
This ain't got to be a surprise.
Yep.
So that was the end of Dynasty.
Yeah. So congratulations, Swerve Strickland. You deserve it. Going to spring break in night 1. Like I said, I'm skipping Raw because NXT is just NXT probably would have got skipped too. So.
Gotcha.
But let's start with the first match. Is your women's title match. Roxanne Perez versus Laura Valkyria versus Tatum Paxley. Of course, we all remember Paxley turned on Lyra a couple weeks ago. Then to the end here, Valkyria with the power. She powered by both of them to the corner. They have a chop section from their knees. The Valkyria grabs a Fisherman Buster on Paxley. Perez with a crossface on Valkyria with the bad arm. Paxley grabs, does the same thing on her. Then Perez gets into the outside and grabs something on Valkyria. 450 connect. Perez runs in. Rolls Paxley up, gets the pin at the 12-minute mark. Roxanne Perez retained at the end. This match started off slow, but once you got to the end of the match, it really started to pick up. Fans got behind this match. The ending was fun. And you actually had a moment where Paxley might actually pull out the win. It also make it feel like that Perez like basically escaped as champion. So great way to start the show. Next, we get a couple promos from Thea Hale. We get Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Igwai, a powerhouse team. Creed Brother Irie Nile are there to see the main event. Next, we get D'Angelo Family versus the No Catch crew. End of this match, we get to where Dempsey hits a half crab, Stacks fights up. D'Angelo comes in. Him and Kim have a punch off, spine buster on Dempsey. Kim takes the angle slam to a net breaker. D'Angelo pinned Dempsey with the spine buster at 11 minutes. Another high energy match. D'Angelo probably gonna get a shot at the Heritage Cup probably. Baron Corbin was doing a photo shoot when Lexis King came in with a farewell package for him. set him up a farewell package for him. King said he attached himself to someone younger and better looking. Basically, this sets up a match. Jaden Parker versus Fallon Henley. Parker sends her throat first into the ropes. It's a hip check for the win at 4 minutes and 28 seconds. It seems like Henley Rise basically has came to an end. She's losing here now. Yes, we get JC James and Jasmine. Nick aren't happy with Thea Hale. Jane says she'll end her next week. Lola Vice says she's ready to end Natalia. Then we get Ava's here for the contract signed between Natalia with Carmen Petrovic, who's also an MMA fighter. I guess I didn't know that.
So Lola Vice is taking on the boat. Hey man, that's my one. You said you gonna keep reminding me of this shit. I'm gonna remind you to choose the boat every time.
Lord. Natalia signs the contract. Vice says she's going to break her next week. Natalia says she's going to tap her out. Vice has a surprise training partner. It's Shayna Baszler, who actually got an outstanding ovation from the crowd. Cause she's one of your run 2-time NXT Women's Champion.
She remembers they remembered that she was a good wrestler another time in her life.
Yeah. Sean Spears basically tried to get Ridge Holland to go towards violence, but Holland doesn't do it. Sol Ruco versus Blair Davenport. Good match here. Davenport is a German suplex. Sol hits a cartwheel DDT. Then she put Davenport through a picnic table. Soul snatcher from the middle rope, which was a nice ass soul snatcher. For the middle rope. She gets the win at 10 minutes, 28 seconds. Trick Williams is on the phone talking to somebody. Well, it's his mom. I guess his mom going to do some medical stuff. Johnny Gargano giving him a little pep talk. Baron Corbin versus Lexis King. Lexis King gets the win here. 26 seconds.
I know, I saw this. That's how I knew about his stupid ass face right here. It's like, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Next we get our main event. Dragunov versus Trick Williams. We get the whole back match introduction here. I'm gonna get to the start from here. Quick stuff. Dragunov hit a coast to coast in this match. Trick hit the H-bomb. Then Dragunov counted with the Moscow torpedo for a 2. Dragunov kicks him in the head, hits the Death Valley driver. Williams hits a rock bottom through the table. Then Dragunov comes back and hits a middle roach H-bomb. German suplex on Trick. Trick pops up with a running knee to the back of the head. Trick shot. Williams get the win, the pin, and the title. The crowd was lit for this one, deservedly so. Respect the show between Williams and Dragunov at the end. Dragunov basically gives him the belt, gives him a hug. You know, as we all know, Dragunov is going off to the draft because he declared himself on draft Monday night on Raw, the Raw before. So that was the end of Spring Breaking Night 1. I'll go into SmackDown. I know you got Dynamite, but I'm going to SmackDown because you had Dynasty and everything. So, nope. Huh?
How about it?
Yeah, because I know that. I know how them pay. Yeah, like you had a 5-hour pay with AEW. So I'm gonna go into SmackDown. Night 1 of the draft being 16 picks. So basically the rules is Raw, SmackDown, NXT stars are eligible. 4 rounds on SmackDown, 6 on Raw, 4 per round. Champions are protected. SmackDown pick first. Raw pick first on Monday. Rosters locked May 6th. Start with Paul Heyman basically saying Roman Reigns pulled himself out the draft because he don't want to hold the number 1 spot. He's not going to be around for a while. They got NXT I don't know what it's called. It's not like the draft room, but it's like when you put them all in you remember back in the draft when they put all the superstars like on Raw or SmackDown they put them all in the room and then they get drafted like that. So they're doing it with NXT. what I liked about the one with NXT was that like that shit was like fake, but NXT like you can tell they're like a genuine family down there. NXT like got to you all train around with each other every day. Anyway, next we got a contract signed between AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes. Styles says it's time for some Georgia boys to fight. They paths never crossed. Styles said he learned a lot from Dusty, including how to carry the title. He said we'll find out if Cody can carry that backlash. Cody says respect between them, but when he signed his contract, it becomes a must win. Next, we get Triple H to announce the first pick with Cody. The first pick, SmackDown will take Bianca Belair. Monday Night Raw gets main event Jey Uso, so you get Yeet on Monday Night Raw. Next pick, SmackDown take Carmelo Hayes from NXT. Which I think we said that like they're gonna try to give him like a big push. What's the name? Monday Night Raw takes Seth Rollins. Melo comes out here. Basically heard Cody saying how if you come at the king, you better not miss. Melo says he never missed, so he's shooting a shot against Cody tonight. Legado del Fantasma versus LWO. Dragon Lee gets the pin on Angel at 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Escobar says he's not a liar. That's why he has Electra Lopez find security for the Dragon Lee being attacked. He got attacked by Carlito. Then Carlito jumps him again. Lays out LWO. We get Braun Breaker versus Cedric Alexander. And we get our favorite game.
Guess that squash?
Yes.
Who are the participants again?
Braun Breaker versus Cedric Alexander.
Ooh, 38 seconds.
15.
Damn it.
Literally a spear.
And I went in quick.
Ding, spear. No, ding, breaker, yell, spear. That's it. He lasted 6 seconds longer than Zion Quinn did. I think he beat him in like 9. 9. Next, we got Tiffy time. She's telling Nick that she should get the next women's title shot, but Bayley suggests that Naomi versus Strand for the title. Tiffany goes along with it. Michelle McCool and Tori Wilson, both still fine as hell, are here with the next picks. SmackDown will take Randy Orton. Raw takes Braun Breaker. SmackDown takes Nia Jax. Raw takes Liv Morgan. And some of the fact that some of the stuff was funny. Like for Nia Jax, they put her that she was like a former model because she actually was like a former model for real though. Next we get the Bloodline. Solo asked Paul him how they been drafted. Heyman talks about the Roman Reigns. As you said, no one been drafted. Tamatoga shows up. Kevin Owens comes out here. They brawl. We get Belair. She comes out here. She said ready to win a tag title with Jade Cargill. They get cut off by Owens and Tonga brawling to the ring. Randy Orton comes out. Solo comes out. The Dudley Boys come off around for the next round of picks. SmackDown will take LA Knight. Yeah. Monday Night Raw will take Ricochet. I ain't say his name funny this time. I said his name right. SmackDown will take the Bloodline. Raw will take Sheamus. And old Sheamus that he ate, apparently. Next, we get Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi. Basically, get to this match. Nia Jax jumps Bayley on commentary. Naomi goes out for the save. Gets sent to the post for the DQ. Next after that, Jax leaves. Stratton hits prettiest moonsault on both Bayley and Naomi. Street Profits are ready to win the tag team titles. A-Town Down Under, who mocked the Cincinnati Bengals, get scared off. Next pick, SmackDown take AJ. The next person was Teddy Long and JBL for the final picks. SmackDown takes AJ Styles. Monday Night Raw takes Alpha Academy. SmackDown take your boy Andrade. And Monday Night Raw takes Kiana James from NXT. Then we will get to Hayes versus Cody Rhodes. This is our main event. We'll get to the end here. Springboard DDT for 2. Rhodes is a disaster kick. Rose hit the running power slam. Cody cutter. Hayes hit the first 48. 8, which is basically a code breaker. Springboard at the same time and miss. Rose grabs a crossroads, hits the win at 8 minutes and 42 seconds. Scary spot where Rose looked like he hurt his shoulder, but that was the end of SmackDown. Hopefully you got your breather, sir.
I'm good. I'm ready to go in here.
All right.
Let's try to wrap this show. It's so hard. I still got 5 shows to go. All right, let's get into it. I have 5 shows to go. I got 2 Dynamites, 2 Collisions, and a Rampage. Actually, 2 Dynamites, 1 Collision, and 2 Rampages. All right, let's get into it. So first Dynamite back, the Elite arrive outside the building and allow Jack Perry to come in. The security tried to stop him, and they're like, whoa, no, he's with us. So they come into the building. Orange Cassidy's out for a chat. Trent Beretta jumps up from behind. Chuck comes in and makes a save, but then he tells Chuck, it's time for you to make a decision. We brought him in to be our mascot, and yet he surpassed us.
Damn. Mascot?
He said he surpassed us. I'm tired of being in the background. He says, it's time for you to make a decision, Chuck. You rolling with me or not? Chuck looks at him, takes a second. He's like, I always known you were a piece of shit. He said, they won't clear me to wrestle in this ring for a match, so I want you in the parking lot. So they have a parking lot battle coming up on Rampage, on the next Rampage, not the first Rampage I'm going to read. All right, so first opening match of this Dynamite, Swerve Strickland taking on Kyle Fletcher in the title eliminator. Don Callis is on commentary here. He's being a bit of a dick, too. Because, like, when his wrestler's down, he's like, aren't you going to go check on your guy? He says, I'm not here to check on my guy. That's what the doctors are here for. He's like, okay, damn, being a little bit of an asshole. Damn. So, Swerve makes to the ropes after they compete with the grapevine of an ankle lock. Fletcher kicks away, only get caught with a rolling downward spiral. A brain buster gives Swerve 2. They fight over a tombstone tent with Fletcher hitting a jumping version of it for 2. Callis tells him to get a table, but Fletcher decides not to do that anyway. Goes to the running boot in the corner instead. Swerve knocks him into a tree of woe. Hits a Swerve stomp for 2 and hits the house call to finish off Fletcher in 14 minutes and 41 seconds. Don Callis is pretty pissed off about it after the fact. Thunder Rosa says she's happy with the effort that Dynasty isn't going to make excuses, but she is pissed off that Donna Purrazzo keeps putting her nose in her business, even though Donna Purrazzo was putting her nose in her business, even though Donna Purrazzo was coming out to help her, which caused Donna Purrazzo to come out like, why you put my name in your mouth, and they have a shoving match. This leads to a match with them on the next Dynasty. We'll talk about what happened with that in a minute. Next match, Mina Shirakawa taking on Anna Jay. Anna Jay's been getting a little more of a mean streak because she's getting tired of being put in these matches, and she loses to like all these like stardom chicks, because it's happened a couple times in the last month. And then all of a sudden Mariah May comes out with champagne and they're kissing and celebrating, and she's left here looking like a dumbass because she lost the match. She's pretty tired of that shit. This match showed that. So Mariah May comes out with Shirakawa. This match goes 8 minutes 55 seconds, so they did get plenty of time. Let's get
Down Jay lost again.
Back with Shirakawa kicking her down, only to get caught into a gory bomb for 2. The shot delay lets Shirakawa hit a missile drop kick for 2. Anna Jay fights back with the Queen Slayer. Mariah May offers a distraction, though. Shirakawa grabs a roll-up for the pin, a bridging roll-up at that for the pin. 8 minutes 55 seconds. This is where I said she's pissed off at it. Mariah May tries to come in after the match to get some more champagne and pose with her, but Anna Jay then jumps them both. She's not on this shit anymore, and she slaps the Queen Slayer on, or she tried to go for it, but Toni Storm of all people comes and makes a save for her girl. Like, I am no longer gonna stand on the sideline.
Oh, that's what's up, Toni Storm.
I'm gonna protect my protege. So she goes out and saves her and just like, "You okay, baby?" Oh, like looking in her face like that. This cues Serena Deeb to come out, and she won't touch the title. She just sits next to it and is like, next time you see me with this thing is when I hold it. Basically what she said. So she's coming after Storm next.
That's Serena Deeb, old school character.
Here's Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander to celebrate Willow Nightingale winning the championship. They even had Caprice Coleman for ROH be on commentary.
He was annoying the hell out of me, bro.
But that's what he does every time she comes out, though, so it made sense. He's now, I know he ain't no Booker T with Trick Williams. Yeah, get him. I know he ain't none of that, but it is unique to her, so I did appreciate that. He had been doing that. This wasn't new. He had been doing that, even when she was in ROH before. Okay. So it's referencing that full circle.
Well,
I like that.
Time really saying it was annoying to me.
I get it. I know.
But I give if he been doing it all.
But I just want to say I know you may be annoyed by it, but there was a reason behind it. Okay. Like I get it. Give her flowers. Had to do with a hair and the with the whack ass rhymes.
That's what got me too though. Like his bars was bad, bro. Like, I feel like he was just trying to make stuff up. I think it was more probably the bad bars he was using.
They were bad. I know they were bad, but
like, can y'all please write this stuff down for him, please? Like,
oh my god,
you gonna have Stokely Hathaway saying all that stuff in the ring, like, man. But I understand though, they always do that.
Real quick sidebar: would you like to know what's going on in the Cavs game?
No, I'm checking it on my phone now.
Yeah.
Nah.
Anyway, so Willow Nightingale comes out, says it wasn't for working with Hathaway to start. She wasn't into working with him at first, but he grew on her like a fungus. And then like Chris Statlander has some type of like poem she comes out and says, and then Stokely Hathaway is like, that was 2 bags of ass.
Yeah.
He just shit on it. Mercedes Moné comes out. Nightingale's tired of her interrupting and says that I'll be the TBS champion at Double or Nothing. They argue over who attacked her when the lights went out during her one interview a few weeks back. She pulls back the swing on, I believe, Statlander, but Statlander moved out of the way and Nightingale caught the blow.
Yeah, I guess they got to the what's name. And I guess Statlander grabbed Monet and Monet thought it was Willow and she slapped Willow.
Right. So Willow says, that's cool. I want you to be 100% at Double or Nothing, so there's no excuses. Nightingale leaves after that. Jack Perry is seen leaving Tony Khan's locker room. And this, they're basically talking about trying to get him reinstated. But they won't talk about it to Alex Marvez. Yujiro Okada won't say anything. The Bucks won't say anything. Matt Jackson says things are certain, but Tony Khan has agreed to meet with Jack Perry live in the ring later in the night. Next matchup. Now, they did not promote this, but this is honestly a great way. They should probably do the match they do for that big ass Golden Sonic ring they usually do at Double or Nothing. That match, that's kind of like the Royal Rumble. They should do it like this. So this is a Double or Nothing gauntlet match. So basically, they have 2 competitors come out. The first 2 were Jay White and Dante Martin. And then every so often, they add a competitor to it. And then they keep adding, and you don't know how many they're going to add. Excuse me. Until someone gets the pin or submission. So whoever can pull that off before they keep adding people, to it, gets the victory. So it started off with those 2. Next up to the ring was Penta Zero Miedo. He was number 3. Next up to the ring, Kyle O'Reilly. He was number 4. Then they mixed it up. Ospreay came in. He's number 5. The winner of this match, by the way.
Ospreay came in, I already knew like he's winning.
The winner of this match gets a Continental title match. Oh, excuse me, not Continental title match. International match against Roger Strong.
Okay.
So he comes in. Next in is Lance Archer at number 6.
Oh man.
So then basically from there, Commander comes in at number 7.
He's going on me.
Commander, yeah. So from there, Commander hits a rather spinning DDT for 2 on Ospreay. White making the save. Liger Braun gets Ospreay a 2 count on White. Hidden leg gets loaded up. Jay Lethal's number 8. He comes in. He cleans house.
He came in his bag when he came out, bro.
He did. I was about to say he came in and cleaned house to Ospreay. Came in and did the same. Ospreay and O'Reilly strike it out and they connect. And then commentary was saying this could be up to 21 participants. At this point, there are 8. He hit a running elbow for 2. He loads up a Tiger Driver 91, but he remembers he can't do it, so he doesn't do it. Commander hits a Salido Lindo on O'Reilly, but Okada has a hidden blade on him once he lands and pins him for the title shot. 18 minutes, 37 seconds. I thought it was a pretty interesting way to do the match. I thought it was better.
Like that.
I thought it was better than how they usually do in the pay-per-view.
I like
with
that.
just random dudes
That's
who's just going to keep coming out.
Yeah, that's how they
until
do
somebody
it like
picks up the victory. I thought that was dope how they did
awesome.
it. They could have promoted it a little more, but I think that they I think they didn't for the element of surprise of who they were going to put in the match.
Yeah, I'd rather you do it. I'd rather that you don't promote that. And then you're gonna start thinking like, well, dang, who gonna? Cause I think they're saying like anybody who runs to what's name is eligible for this match. So it's like, I like that was a great idea. I like that. They can do that more.
Post match, Undisputed Kingdom comes down for the stare down. Jericho's out next for his big celebration for FCW Championship. I hate the way his thing starts now. The learning tree.
I told you he's gonna push that damn gimmick.
That shit is stupid. Anyway, so basically he changed the letters of it from fuck the world to for the world, which pisses Taz off to no end. He said, you know, it don't mean no soft crap like that. He was pissed about it. Anyway, he said Hook forced him to hit him with 2 Judas effects and a baseball bat in order to get to victory. This cues Big Bill to come out. Big Bill says, I want to learn from the learning tree. Bro, to me, I'm like, this is soft. Why, when you want to just go on a solo run, bro?
Please.
Since this shit has been going on since you were with Enzo. You just been somebody's number 2. With Enzo, then
Ricky Starks.
You were on your own and were doing good when you were with TNA. Then you come over here, you're behind Ricky Starks. Now you're going to be behind Jericho. Bro, you're 7 foot, you're cut. You can do it on your own, bro.
You can, bro.
Just go solo.
Like you really can,
just go
bro.
solo.
Like for real. No, like dead ass. He can, man. Like he got the talent. He's convincing too. Like his work as Will Morrissey and Impact, man, he was beating everybody down. I thought he was gonna come over and he was gonna be like that when he came over.
Still one of my favorite Impact moments ever when he caught that kick to the face.
Not rich
that shit. It was so
random.
funny, bro.
It was
random. And it was perfectly timed. The instant he stopped talking, wham! I was like, hell no. That shit was so funny, bro.
Impact be having some moments, man.
That shit was funny as fuck. All right, anyway. So this next part was actually story development, so it's interesting to mention it before we get to the main event. Don Callis comes out. Oh, he's not coming. This is a backstage interview. They were having with Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay didn't hit the Tiger Driver, and he asked him, "Why didn't you finish the Tiger Driver and hit him? To finish him off?" He says, "Don't worry about the Tiger Driver." He said, "I didn't want to hurt anybody." He says, "Well, when you got your match with Roger Strong, he got neck issues, so use that to get the victory." And then Kyle Fletcher tried to cut in, like, no, bro, he ain't trying to do that. He's like, I don't want to hear a word from your losing ass. It's basically how he's talked to him.
Yeah.
He's like, you a loser, bro. I don't want to hear nothing from you.
Hell yeah.
He said, Callis said Fletcher would have lost anyway. Basically is what he said when he tried to cut him off. And he said the family's winning a title tonight. Talking about Hobbs in the main event, which leads to the main event. Now, he did not win in this one. It only went 10 minutes and 50 seconds. I think it probably was supposed to go longer, but Hobbs got hurt seriously in this match.
Yeah.
Something with that knee happened in this match.
They changed it on the fly.
Yeah. Not that he was going to get the victory, but the match would have went longer than it actually did. He tried to stiff out. He stuck it out after the knee injury, good 2-3 minutes in the match before they finally went ahead and ended it. Let's get to the middle of the match and move on from there. We come back again. Moxley fighting out of a bear hug, hammering away in the corner. Hobbs seems to be favoring his knee. That's when you first notice it. Paradigm shift gets a 2 count. Moxley grabs on the rear naked choke, and Hobbs passes out. Moxley retains. Kenosi Teska signals that he wants the next title shot on Moxley. And you also get Shibata wants to take away the SCW title from Chris Jericho. Now we get to the actual main event of the show. Which is a talking segment. Now, that was the last main event match.
What?
Nothing you raise your hand and say something?
Oh, no.
All right. Tony Schiavone brings out Jack Perry. Fans start screaming, singing Cry Me a River.
Skillbone moments, man. Come on, Skillbone. He letting us down.
They come out singing Cry Me a River. He's just getting more respect nowadays. That's all. Just looking at it like
I respect that. You know what? Yeah. You know what? Yeah. You say it like that. Say it like that. Respect. Right.
He talks about the great times he's had in this place, but he's there for business to get done. Perry requests and receives Tony Khan to come out, who asks him for his reinstatement. They shake hands, And all of a sudden, they said, let's change the future together again. So Tony Khan seems like he's all in it. And they give a hug, and he shakes his hand. When he goes to shake his hand, he punches him in the stomach with the mic. Now, the way Tony Khan did, he takes it like that and kind of just collapses or whatever.
That would get
like
me,
I said,
bro.
I need y'all not to be on his case. He's not a wrestler, bro.
it.
He's not a wrestler. He doesn't know how to really sell
I know that.
But he's just trying to get to the means to the end of the story that they're telling.
He's trying
to get to the means to the end of the story that
he sold it like a boss telling this cowboy at the end of a movie though. He sold it like we shaking like look like he sold it how he should have sold it that way. He sold it the way Solo did Jimmy when he said, "You my brother. I always gonna have love for you." And they just turned around. Lay down. But I get it though. Yeah, I mean he ain't like a what's the name, bro. Like he ain't a what's the. It was just the way he did it though. He's like, ooh, it did like he faked the. They like, no, you're just supposed to drop. Just like, oh, it just fall. So straight drop.
Of course, it brings the Bucks. The Bucks come out, of course. You know what I'm saying? After he drops them, Bucks and Okada come out, and their first day grabbed Tony, helped him up, but the way they helped him up, look at there, put him in the EVP.
Yeah.
And Okada was like, Okada stopped it, like, no. Okada was like, no, don't do that. No, I'll be cool. So then all of a sudden, after they did that, they flipped that into the Tony Khan driver, which was the Dave Meltzer driver. And then they said, well, fucking now it's the TK driver. So they take him out with that. They thank the fans, and then everybody leaves. It was so crazy, and it was just like
it was so funny.
Even Shad Khan came out and checked, and he's never on TV.
Yeah.
So you came out and checked on him to end the show.
It was funny.
Now let's get into the other parts of this that comes from this, because Tony Khan lived his gimmick, bro. He was selling his shit on NFL Network.
But I like that though.
I liked it too.
That's how you used to do it back in them old days though. Like all the rest of it, man, you had a what's name, man. You
Other people involved in wrestling apparently did not. So here's thoughts of Pat McAfee. He commented that Tony Khan selling the Meltzer driver on Dynamite, stating the last thing we need is for him to look like Tony Khan, who took the Meltzer driver just the other night. Wednesday night, he took a Meltzer driver. I didn't believe. The guy's got a broken neck. He's battling through it so they can pick Brian Thomas Jr. And that Shad Khan's mustache. That's who they picked there in the draft, Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh.
He's the wide receiver from LSU. And that Shad Khan mustache is never going to be sweet. And head coach Doug Peterson is 3 seats away from going away. What the fuck is going on?
See, that's just Pat McAfee, though. This is why I love Pat McAfee. Because Pat McAfee will talk shit and troll, but you know he talking shit and trolling. I don't take shit he be saying like that seriously.
The Mel Kiper pipes in. I understand keeping up with the
Lord,
gimmick.
no.
Someone should
Mel
tell
Kiper?
Tony. I understand keeping up with the gimmick. Someone should tell Tony Khan, if you have a neck brace, don't fucking move around like nothing's wrong. You know, stick with the gimmick. You look straight ahead like your neck's broken, okay? What the hell are we doing here?
Mel Kiper?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro.
Mel Kiper.
That was during the draft.
Was he moving his head a lot, though?
I can't. To my recollection,
I didn't watch the draft, so that's why.
Recollection, when they showed their pick, they didn't even show the war room. They didn't show the war room until the second and third rounds with him in there. So you didn't even see it first. I was looking specifically for this.
I didn't watch the draft, so I don't know. So I really don't watch the draft. So
the next thing, he wore the neck break during the draft. With some people had noticed it, and they showed a clip of him wearing the neck brace during the draft. So that was another part of the story.
Man.
I already told you about it. He said that. I think I brought this up. I don't know if I talked about it. Did I talk about the streaming library thing earlier? I brought it up. I don't know if I talked about it. It was a long statement. You know what? I'll say that for next week since it's so long. It's not that important this week. Anyway, so this is where we get into the Harvey Weinstein part about it. Even the guy who they picked, he said he wanted to wish a speedy recovery to Tony Khan on his neck injury. I swear to God, look. So on NFL and CBS, they shared a video.
The draft pick?
Yes, they shared a video of a reporter asking Jaguars draft pick Brian Thomas Jr. about Tony Khan working in the draft room with a broken neck. Thomas stated, "I hope you're good. I hope you check back from your injury in a speedy recovery." So the gimmick's working. It's working.
Oh my God.
Hell
You got
no.
the draft pick saying I wish you for Speedy McCoy. Oh man, that's funny.
Here we go again. Okay, here's another one. Okay.
Oh man, not the wide receiver. Oh god, you got the draft pick involved in this.
So
you feel?
hold on. So Rich Eisen had said that. He said, what did he say? I got it. NFL Network Rich revealed that Tony Khan plans to sign and auction off his neck brace. The proceeds will go to St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
Respect.
In support of the Run Rich Run project.
Oh, that's Rich Eisen's.
The Run Rich Run is. You know how he does the 40 every year?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why they.
He does that for charity.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as the injury is concerned, it says that he'll give an update in collision. He had multiple head and neck injuries due to this. He said he would not clear to travel, which was true because they had on this week's Dynamite, they had a video of him at the beginning, and he was like from wherever his headquarters is with a big neon Jaguars logo behind him. You know what I'm saying? So he was like in the headquarters there or whatever. But then that was cut out to the Bucks cutting in nah, he ain't here. We running the show now. And they had a new show open that was just the Bucks, Okada, and Perry. That was it. It was hilarious. It was just them, and it was like highlights of them kicking his ass. It was the thing. It was funny, bro. It was that shit had me dying. I wish they would have tied more of that into it. It was a good ass episode.
Fucking douches.
I wish they would have tied more of it into the show because even then, at some point in
that's
time,
what you got to now.
But no, they were doing even more. So they were doing shit like this. They had a producer hand Renee a telephone during Willow Nightingale's backstage interview, and then she said if Statlander and if they come to ringside, they're banned.
Said Renee need to smile more.
They're banned from. He said they're banned from
more.
It's like they're banned from ringside, or they'll be fined. That was hilarious.
Oh man.
I was like, you got to do that more. Cut more into more.
They got to. They got to go full run with it now.
He talked about his neck injuries, and then this is the biggest part of all of it. So with the neck brace, he gets an interview after making draft picks. The trip has already gone viral. Let me give you his total quote. Khan and Young Bucks changing the name of their move to the Khan Driver. Quote, they changed the name a couple months ago. Maybe I should have seen it coming. In hindsight, they called it the Tony Khan Driver. Have a complicated relationship with Matt and Nick.
No, you went up into this whole ring thing thinking they were going to be cool with you.
Jack had been out of AEW for a while. I sent him on an excursion to our partner in Japan where he did great things. I reinstated him on Wednesday night by his own request. He repaid me by hitting me in the stomach with a microphone. Then Matt Nick held me up for a Khan Driver, which is really like a spike power driver. One of the deadliest moves in pro wrestling. It's been banned in a lot of states. It's illegal in the state of Tennessee, and for them to do that to me in front of millions and millions of people around the world and a great audience live Wednesday night on TBS, it scared me and it scared my family. It just made me feel like I was really lucky to be here at the NFL draft with the Jaguars and still be able to work with the Jaguars and AEW right now. On his father's reaction, he was very angry at the people who assaulted me. My dad loves AEW. This is why I was saying, I told you it was funny. My dad loves AEW.
Shot Khan firing everybody in.
And he's a big fan of what we do Wednesdays on TBS and Saturdays, just like tomorrow. Notice he keeps plugging the days and shit. Anyway, and like tomorrow night, he's here in Jacksonville on TNT every week. He watches every show, and he's never expected something like that. It's never happened before. On the evil juggernaut in WWE. You know, AEW, we've been doing this thing for 5 years. The most successful sports started since the AFL pre-merger. He was hollering right there. But I get the tie-in with the NFL. I get it. All right. Anyway. There's not been a challenger brand who's gained as much market share at AEW in many, many, many years. There's like Pepsi. We're like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. We're up against the evil juggernaut. WWE is our competitor. That's who we're facing. AEW is like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE is like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling. And I'm really proud of what we do here. And then he continued to plug that their AEW is on TNT and TBS. Now, NFL Network, they were caught off guard by this because when they said it, the lady was like, "Oh, okay." Like she tried to hurry up and change the subject from that when he had said the Harvey Weinstein part. Now,
wait, this was NFL when they asked?
This is on NFL Network. NFL Network was asking these questions when he had said this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it was like the draft. Like during
No,
the
it was
draft.
coming. It was an interview out of the draft. It was during the draft.
Okay.
Yeah. FIFA Select reports that all indications that the NFL Network was happy with Khan's appearance earlier today, despite him dropping the controversial lines. A source at the NFL reportedly informed FIFA that they wanted Khan to appear on the broadcast, knowing it would get attention. Following appearance earlier in the week on NFL's coverage of NFL draft, where he was wearing the net brace, suddenly assault from the Bucks from Dynamite. One of the analysts interviewed Khan during broadcast shared the whole interview on social media. Keeping in the line, Tony Khan's father, Shad Khan, owner of the NFL Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, Tony Khan works as chief football strategist for the team, and they have a replay of the video.
Oh, so he worked for the. He worked for the Jaguar too.
Yeah, he ain't just the owner's son. He actually worked for him. He's always in the driver room. And then I saved that for next week. So yeah, that's all my stories I had officially over with for this week. That went with that. That's also the end of Dynamite. Let's try to get this in.
Man.
While you read your next one, I'm gonna go make a call right quick. So I'll be right back.
Oh man, the whole thing got me done.
I told you it was funny though.
Man. He got the wide receiver, which the owner for a speedy recovery. Like, hold on. Like, when they called Brian Thomas Jr., did they tell him, look, you need to say this? Say this?
I just know this.
Did we need to say this?
Yeah,
Like,
I know that.
okay, I guess. I mean, he had a neck brace when I FaceTime because they've been FaceTiming all the what's the names. Oh, man, that's funny. All right. Woo. Monday Night Raw, second round of the draft. We're going to start this off with Logan Paul, who was greeted by the Judgment Day, and Patrick Mahomes, who was there with him. Everybody's feeling like they cool, like each other's titles. Start with Becky Lynch. She said she'd probably be the women's champion, ready to face the number one contender. Liv Morgan come out and said she can do that as she did what Lynch couldn't do at Mania, which is take out Ripley. She said this was the end game, and Nia Jax interrupted because she said she needs to be on both shows. She talked about how the crowd is rude and she's wearing blue because she's on SmackDown. On SmackDown, she basically challenged them, one of them to a match. Morgan knocks her off the apron, so the match is basically with Liv. Stephanie comes out for the first pick. Monday Night Raw first pick is Imperium. SmackDown first pick is Jade Cargill. Damage Control is moving over to Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens is staying on SmackDown. Next we get a match between Xavier Woods and Gunter. I don't know what the hell happened. Gunter just proceeds to beat the holy shit out of Xavier Woods in this match. Xavier Woods got some offense in early, but after that, Gunter was just basically going crazy. To the point where Kofi teased in throwing the towel, but T's throwing in the towel, but Woods tell him no. The towel gets thrown to the crowd, and Gunter turns into an STF for the tap. Next we get Jey Uso. Said ready for the player to be the number one pick. As for Logan Paul being there, he said which was the Paul brother with a winning record. Then they get a Kansas City Chiefs fan who survived that shooting at a Super Bowl parade. Is there. Logan Paul and ISO Speed announced the next pick. First they introduced Patrick Mahomes at ringside. Monday Night Raw first pick is CM Punk. SmackDown drafts the Pride, which is Bobby Lashley, the Street Profits, and B-Fab. Braun Strowman goes to Monday Night Raw. Tiffany Stratton goes to SmackDown. So SmackDown first three picks have been women. Before that, over Logan Paul comes to the ring to talk about how Damon Priest will beat Jey Uso, who can't win nothing on his own. Uso threatened Paul with some yeeting. Paul said he has been yeeting since 2017. And here's the Judgment Day. Uso basically again starting to get beat down. Patrick Mahomes give Paul his Super Bowl rings, and then when Paul goes to load up and swing, he hits JD by mistake. Braun Strowman comes in for the save. He has a stare down with Patrick Mahomes, but then a couple of the Chiefs linemen come in, so that's a stare down between them. R-Truth made a deal with Chad Gable, which is for a title shot tonight. Miz come in and said that this is the draft. R-Truth think they might be drafted to the NFL. Booker T said he's happy with Jay Cargill coming to SmackDown because it's a game changer. I mean, but she was already on SmackDown, so I don't know how that statement will work. CM Punk is being drafted. Drew McIntyre points out Booker didn't like Punk back in the day. Booker said his opinion on him has changed. Then we get Sami Zayn and Bronson Reed. Reed hits a release rock bottom for a 2, hits a sit down powerbomb for a 2, Zayn with a Luva kick, but Chad Gable runs in for the DQ at 7 minutes. After match, Gable hits an ankle lock until Reed adds a tsunami. Next we got Ron Simmons and JBL again for the next picks. Monday Night Raw will take LWO. SmackDown will take Legado del Fantasma. Raw next pick will be Drew McIntyre. SmackDown takes Shinsuke Nakamura. Carlito is still listed as a part of LWO, which was funny because they put up there his accolades and they said Attack Dragon Lee last week on SmackDown. I'm like, next Drew McIntyre come out here and he said he's the only person around. He said he might be the only same person around here because how is he a 3rd round draft pick? He said the APA had everybody drinking since Friday. The fans called for Punk. McIntyre, they called for Punk and McIntyre says part of the establishment. Punk fractured his elbow at Mania. Now Punk's in the skybox. Gable's mad the rest of Alpha Academy for being hyped up despite not winning. We get Candice LeRae and Maxine Dupree. Wicked Stepmother gets the win here at 1:47. Oh, damn, that's technically a squash match. I just thought about that.
It's okay. I had this one for you earlier too with Matt Sydal. It's all good.
Drew McIntyre try to go through the skybox to find CM Punk, but he find an autographed photo. Punk basically comes down here. He said he's not going to waste people's time. He said McIntyre is like that ex-girlfriend that won't go away. He said you're happy that you got me injured, but you was on Twitter. The reality was I'll drive the head of McIntyre because I'm better than you in anything in wrestling. Loser pray for things that happen, but winner makes it happen themselves. He said when he's happy, he's going to ruin McIntyre's life. Next we get Alundra Blaze, who she looked like she got hit. And Teddy Long, player. Monday Night Raw take Judgment Day. SmackDown take Naomi. SmackDown 4 of their 5 picks have been women. Dragunov goes over to Monday Night Raw. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Next we get Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. This basically ends to where Tiffany Stratton comes down to watch. Morgan finds out of a chin lock. Nyla is loaded up by Morgan, but she gets powerbombed for 2. Naomi comes out to brawl with Stratton. Morgan hits a cold breaker in Oblivion for the win at 10 minutes. Next we get Dudley Boys. Oh, we get a look at JD Madonna's face after he got hit by Patrick Mahomes' 3 Super Bowl rings. His face looked in peace, bro. Miscommunication. They see like he went to the ring. Patrick Mahomes gave him his rings. He went to wind up and take out Jey Uso.
So it's been reported that, and I don't think this is true because WWE always has a local sports team on Raw at some point in time or whatever, but it's been reported that they had the interaction with the Chiefs on there because the Jaguars and Tony Khan, that's the only association I can make. I don't think it has anything to do with the draft thing, but I think they just, I don't know if all of a sudden decided, hey, let's play into the Chiefs being here.
No.
And somebody tried to associate it with Khan and the neck brace.
I hate that shit. I hate that shit like that, man.
I don't know where they were tying together the dots there.
That's somebody fucking reaching. That's what that is. Because basically they had the Chiefs, man, because they did a presentation from one of the survivors that survived the Kansas City shooting parade there. They got their time in the ring that was with, I don't know the lineman for the name, the lineman one. for the Chiefs, but they was there with the belt and everything. That's why Patrick Mahomes was there. He like Logan Paul VIP guest, basically like that. So that's just somebody reaching for shit, which we always gonna get.
WWE or not, I don't know how cats be associated with that cat like outside the ring.
Who?
That nigga, he's kind of like
Logan
radioactive.
Logan Paul?
Yeah. You ain't never heard about him in that suicide forest in Japan and he was filming it?
No, I heard about it.
So why everybody act like they forget about it? Like he's still an asshole. Like that didn't change. America love giving people second chances. That's what it is. Go ahead.
I mean, hey. Oh. Okay, my fault.
We still on Raw, right?
Yeah, I got lost.
God damn, this is a long fucking show.
It's,
I don't mean our show. I just mean Raw itself.
no, my phone has been cooperating. That's only that long because of the draft. Okay, next pick. Raw takes New Day. SmackDown take Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, boy.
Raw takes Laura Valkyria. Candice LeRae and Andy Hartwell goes to SmackDown. Tag team match, Awesome Truth Alpha Academy. We got it again. Tag team title match. Guess that squash.
Minute 18 seconds.
Minute 50.
Went too low. Okay.
Basically, final pick, Final Testament goes to Raw. SmackDown get DIY. Bronson Reed goes to Raw. Blair Davenport gets drafted to NXT. Then we get our main event, which is the Fatal 4-Way match.
Wait. Wasn't she already on NXT?
My fault. She goes to SmackDown from NXT.
Okay.
Basically, this is the main event. So
that's what Ospreay's ex.
Yeah, I know.
Good for her.
Which like Bria Priestley or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Basically, I'm gonna get to the end here. Uso drop Priest. My fault. Tag match. Jey Uso, Ricochet, and Johnny versus Judgment Day. In here, Uso grab Priest. Priest grabs him by the throat. Madonna tries to make the save, but accidentally lets Uso get away. Super kick to Priest. Spear. Superfly smash for the win at 10 minutes. The show ends off with a stare down between Damian Priest and
Jey Uso.
Jey Uso, basically, and that was the end of the draft. People that got drafted outside. Natalya went to Raw. Kaden Clark, Katana Chance, Odyssey Jones, Dijak went to Raw. Then people added on SmackDown that's new is the OC. Baron Corbin got drafted by the SmackDown, so you might get bum ass Corbin because it started on SmackDown. Apollo Crews. Oh God, that guy. Giovanni Vinci and Tegan Knox. Everybody else is probably ineligible for draft due to injury, so no Rhea Ripley. Jimmy. So that's the end of Monday Night Raw. I got used to the bathroom. Run to Dynamite for me real quick. Good start. I'll come back and run through NXT.
Actually, I got Collision from last weekend, so I'll catch up with Collision and Rampage and come back around. Right. So by the time I finish them two, you could do your NXT, and then I'll finish that up. And then I will give you the key for the bathroom. Yep, I got you. I just had to make one myself. All right. So, and that's unlocked, by the way. Okay. So let's get into AEW Collision. Collision opens with Swerve Strickland coming out. And Prince Nana. They introduced Swerve as the boss of bosses. One hell of a wrestler, the new world champion. Swerve runs down what you've been seeing all over the week, including Jack Perry and the Young Bucks attacking Tony Khan. He considers that a bitch move. The biggest thing in wrestling, though, is him winning the world title. And he talked about the sacrifice he had to make for it, saying his older daughter doesn't know him. And he can't make up for lost time. He just lets her know that it's all been worth it. He beat Kyle Fletcher, so let's all have another open challenge tonight. Cue Claudio Castagnoli coming out. Basically makes his challenge for the title. Next up, Tony Schiavone says that Tony Khan has suffered multiple head and neck injuries. Khan cannot travel for right now, as we stated before, and he'll be working remotely for AEW from Jacksonville. They said what happened. Nigel McGuinness asked, "What happens if Tony Khan is unable, if something happens to him and he isn't there?" They believe who's next in line to call the orders. They said, but basically just saying that he's not going to be there in person. And your next in line will be the Bucks, obviously, but they didn't mention that, but it was alluded to. Next up, trios title match: Bullet Club Gold defending their titles against Top Flight and their Hydro homie Action Andretti. This match goes 11 minutes and 13 seconds. They gave the young face team a little bit, but they didn't get too much. Split leg moonsault to a Spanish fly, gets a 2 count on the Colton. Everything breaks down from there. Jay White crouches Andretti on the top rope, swinging rock bottom, plants Dante, 310 to Yuma, plants Darius. Andretti drop kicks White into the corner. Not that it mattered, because Andretti hamstrings right into a Blade Runner to lose. 11 minutes and 13 seconds. Next up, House of Black said they're happy with beating Adam Copeland again on Dynasty, and he's not sure which one of them they're gonna have to face. He's gonna have to face in the Copeland on Dynamite. Next up, we got a night of return, starting off firstly with Ray Phoenix taking on the Beast Mortos. I felt like in his return he gave this guy, who's the bigger guy, so I guess it makes sense, but you're the bigger name with the better repertoire of offense, I think. I thought you would have shown a little more of that here. I felt like he was on the downside of getting the downside of the match, getting beat down for the most part, but then put out a victory at the end and literally through gritted teeth, because he had to get it with the roll-up on the bigger competitors. So I get what they're trying to sell, but I'm not sure I would have done it this way in his return match. But either way, I'm not the one booking it here. He went 15 minutes 11 seconds, hits a super kick into a frog splash for a 2 count, and like I said, he won with the roll-up. Next up, Orange Cassidy says he's scared of what Taylor and Beretta are going to do with each other in the parking lot brawl. Chris Statlander comes in to say that Beretta needs them. Roosh making also his return. Almost squash match game against a guy named Martin Stone. Roosh in his first match since December. Snaps off a German suplex to start. Knocks Stone outside. Chokes again at the barricade. Whips him with the TV cable to make things worse. They head back into the ring. Roosh suplexes him into the corner and hits the Bull's horns to complete the squash at 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Hits another Bull's horn for a bonus after the match. Deep says she's obviously number one contender, and it's now or never. All those years of being told she's great, needs to be the women's champion. Now's her time to prove it, basically. Next up, your women's champion, Toni Storm, taking on Anna Jay. As you said, Anna Jay's been pissed off recently, especially after Toni Storm made the save against her attack post-match against Mariah May from earlier in the week. This is a non-title match, but they never stated there was a title eliminator, like if Anna Jay had won, which, like, if that was really in question here. She would have got a shot at the title later down the line. They didn't state that, so I'm assuming this wasn't an eliminator. Back into this match, Storm hitting a backstabber into a DDT, into a fisherman suplex for 2. A Glory Special gives Anna Jay 2, and we hit the Queen Slayer. From there, Storm fights up and knocks her into the corner, setting up a big hip attack. Storm Zero finishes off Anna Jay 9 minutes and 22 seconds. Chuck Taylor with the dog tells Orange Cassidy that he has to do this on his own, which works for Cassidy. Grizzled young veterans all over the scene recently were previously on TNA as of recent, or Impact, I should say, or whatever you want to call them. Now he's showing up on Collision with the name Grizzled Young Vets. James Drake and Zach Gibson, good to see the guys in their original thing, and not just some dumbass working for Joe Gacy, taking on the Acclaimed here. Honestly, I almost wish that Grizzly Young Vets would have went over it, and maybe we could see them more around AEW, but maybe they're just going all around the scene. So we'll see what happens with them. Let's get down to the crux of the match towards the end. Gibson gets back and distracts Carter, allowing Drake to hit a running boot to the face. Bones gets cold break to the outside the corner, with Drake adding a missile dropkick for 2. With nothing else working, Gunn offers a distraction to Bowens and come back with the arrival, setting up the mic drop for the pin victory on Gibson in 12 minutes and 10 seconds. Katsuyori Shibata said he's ready to beat up Shane Taylor's promotion tonight. Then he said he's going to go beat up Chris Jericho. Daniel Garcia comes in and offers help to him because he looks up so much to Shibata. Shibata tells him, save the last dance for me, which is kind of corny, but then it makes sense, with his dance move or whatever. AEW World Title match, Swerve Strickland taking on Claudio Castagnoli. Pretty good match here, pretty good showing for Claudio. But we have a new champion here, so it wasn't like Claudio was gonna win. Match goes 21 minutes. House call gets loaded up. Castagnoli reverses it into the swing, setting up a sharpshooter to put Swerve in a lot more trouble. Crossface goes on, but Swerve gets out of it, earning himself a heck of a running clothesline for 2. Swerve grabs a DDT, goes for the stomp. Castagnoli blocks him in midair, slams him down. A running stomp drops Castagnoli, though, and the house call retains the championship at 21 minutes and 4 seconds. Post-match, they do shake hands to show respect. That was the end of Collision. Also get into Rampage, which was back-to-back with that. Tonight, actually, to me, this is one of the best Rampages they've ever been in the history of Rampage, in my personal opinion. So, match card and quality of the matches you got, even though we are going to play that squash game on here in a little bit. We'll get to that in a second. So, the show opens up with the parking lot brawl between Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor. Really great match. Also, interesting fact, AEW has had maybe 4 parking lot brawls total, including this one. These two were involved in every single one as partners, and now they're going against each other in one. So, makes sense. There. These two put themselves through car hoods, car windshields, sheetrock stacked against the bed liners of trucks. Then used the broken sheetrock and slapped it against each other. There was some random table setup that one of them went through. Somebody got power drive on top of a car. All these things happen. Trent Beretta ends up winning the match. Also spiked his boy with a cut him open on his arm, his forehead, and spiked the top of his head with a screwdriver. So he was playing for keeps in this one. Took his ankle out. We'll talk more about that on Dynamite and the repercussions of that, because that was post-match after he had already won the match and made him tap out with the triangle lock. His leg was kind of hanging off the side as he was sitting off the side of the car against his window. Trent grabs a wrench, breaks the window against his ankle, and breaks the window and his ankle with the wrench, they say. To make it even worse, Orange Cassidy and Statlander came out. I wouldn't even say to make the save, but I guess kind of break up the proceedings. He just kind of walked off on his own way. So we'll see what happens with Trent from there. But he wins this one. Honestly, it seemed a lot longer than this. It says 10 minutes to 8 seconds here in the notes. That match seemed like it was a good 15 to 20, though. But it breezed by. It didn't hang long. It just felt like longer than the time it actually was. From there, Don Callis was watching approvingly, I guess. We'll get more on that in a second. Kyle O'Reilly's happy to be wrestling in his hometown soon, where the best wrestle. Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo. So, we know they've had beef recently, tying each other up in each other's beef. Both have been fighting over the title recently with Toni Storm. I got you. Bang. Chew away. So this is a hard-fought match between the two. Now, going into this, do you agree with me that on paper you probably figured Thunder Rosa was going to win? Sorry, I know you're in the midst of doing that.
On paper?
Yeah.
No.
Really? I thought the opposite. I thought Thunder Rosa on paper. And it's nothing against Purrazzo. Thunder Rosa's been in the company for so long, former champion. She just came out of a title match with her. I kind of thought maybe she was probably going to win this match, and I ended up being right, but it means to an end, and I'm loving this about AEW, which we talked about this last year. We want to see them do more with the women, get titles, get storylines that don't have to necessarily involve the title. This is the perfect example of that shit right here, and it actually works great because they both just came off of fighting the champion, and in tag trying to be in support of each other, but it was almost like egos bumping heads, even though y'all both want the same thing, but you're individual wrestlers, so eventually you're gonna have to bump heads for that in the long run. So that's just what's happening now. I think Purrazzo of the two is gonna be one that's gonna turn heel. We'll get into that in a second. All right. So in the match, Peraza, we'll get to the middle of the match and move from there. Peraza kicks her in the face for a knockdown of her own. We take a break. Back from the break with Rosa hitting a running kick to the face, allowing a running drop kick against the ropes. Peraza comes back, but can't get the Fujiwara armbar fully in. Instead, she settles for a kick to the face. Rosa fights back up, and they were going in on each other with a lot of these hits. They were not pulling them at all, it didn't seem like. Only to get dived into a Fujiwara armbar. That gets broken up with a roll-up, which can reverse back into another Fujiwara armbar, which is reversed into another roll-up, and she finally holds it around the roll-up for the pin. So it was a great finish there, too. 11 minutes and 5 seconds. Post-match, Peraza went in on that ass. Got to stomping her, and now the reason it was raw is because you know the setup of Daly's place? How it has that ramp that connects straight to the ring. So they battled through that. They battled up the ramp. Like, she was walking up the ramp like, hey, I won. So once she got to the top of the ramp, Peraza just attacked her ass. Got to throw her into the barricade where the fans sit. And they were just fighting. You know how in the ring, when they show the ring, there's that LED board. And then the fans are sitting behind it. And it says Dynamite right there. And there's a video board behind them. They were fighting all along that catwalk the whole time. And that to the point where they fought to the middle. And then security broke them up to go away from each other like this, which was a great visual because the whole time as they're doing it, Peraza was like the whole time at Thunder Rosa. So I was like, all right, she's got to be the heel. I thought it was dope how they did that. So continuing storylines for the ladies. So I'm liking that. Moving on from there. Undisputed Kingdom wants Tony Khan to stay neck strong. And then basically, I like how Roger Strong said this. He said, it's time for me to take out the aerial assassin, and it's time for you to be taken out by the Messiah of the backbreaker. I'm like, oh, it's okay. We still gonna go off of nicknames here now. It's like, y'all both do got some dope nicknames, so I can't hate on that. I like that. The Messiah of the backbreaker versus the aerial assassin. It's like, I like that. That's cool. That's cool. All right, so from there, squash match game. Let me tell you our participants. Biggest William.
Who?
Biggest William. You know what I'm talking about, damn it. Biggest William taking on Trevor Blackwell.
I know AW don't do like them super quick ass squash matches. I'm gonna say a minute 26.
Oh, you're off by 13 seconds. Minute 39.
Oh.
Now,
I didn't want to go that high.
you were actually right, but wrong at the same time, and I'm going to tell you why. He could have won this match in 20 seconds. He just, at the 2 count, will pick him up and then keep dogging him.
Keep beating him
He did
down.
it like 2 or 3 different times before he finally left him down. Because in the whole match, he kept doing it. You watching me, Learning Tree? You watching me, huh? And he would dog him and pick him up like, come on, Learning Tree. You watching me, huh? And he would dog him and pick him up again. And
Can we stop putting him on these?
he kept doing it, and the whole time he was standing backstage watching him, proving him with the belt, like, like that and shit. Your main event, Shane Taylor Promotions taking on Katsuyori Shibata and Daniel Garcia. My favorite part of this match is there's at some point, I can't remember who he was chopping, but Shibata would chop, right? Like, he would do this thing where he like punch, chop, punch, chop, punch, chop. But the whole time, every time he to the beat of the punch and the chop, Daniel Garcia would start dancing. So like, to each punch and chop, he was just like, this shit was funny though, bro. You would think it sounds stupid, but that shit was funny as fuck when he was doing it. I was dying. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, those Shane Taylor Promotions are getting a lot more run lately. I would like them to get more wins to go along with their run to justify it. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Ogogo was on commentary for this one. Looked very disappointed after they lost. 14 minutes and 55 seconds. End of this one came down to Garcia suplex Shane Taylor. Shibata hits PK on Moriarty for the pin. And that was the end of Rampage.
Oh, it's on me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Then I can get into the last Dynamite and Rampage of the week.
Yes. Spring Breaking Night 2. Start with Oba Femi versus Ivar for a North American title. Great match between two big strong men beating the shit out of each other. Femi gets the win here. After he hit the pop-up power bomb at 11 minutes. Wesley is back. Good for him, you know. Next we get Thea Hale versus JC Jane. End of this match, basically, Hale hits a Mikinosu driver for 2. Jane kicks her outside. Finally, Henley shoves Hale out the way to take a kick from Jessica Nix, allowing Hale to hit the Kimura at 8 minutes. The end of this match is that Fallon basically decks Thea Hale and turns on her. So next we get Ava. She talked about they're gonna have a Women North American Championship. It's gonna be in a ladder match at Battleground. People, you got Jada Parker, Soul Ruko, Ariana Grace, and a bunch of other women that have a huge brawl. The name that stuck out here was Michin came back, and a standing ovation she got. Sean Spears versus Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland gets the win here. This was stupid. So I guess Roxanne Perez got mad at Ava because she didn't get drafted. But even though when all champions were protected, though, Josh Briggs makes fun of Ivar for losing to Obafemi. Wes Lee comes to his defense. Tag team titles: AOP versus Nathan Frazier and Exxon. We get to the end of this match here. Last chopper is broken up. Scarlett grabbed Exxon's foot. Everybody gets ejected. But New Catch Republic comes in here for the assist, which allowed Frazier to super kick Akeem into the roll up to retain the title. Next, I guess so. Metaphor will reveal Lash Legend basically gave Trick Williams an envelope. We don't know what was in the envelope. They'll reveal that next week. Then we get to our main event, which is Natal versus Nola Vice, NXT Underground. One thing I hate about this shit, I hate all the people being on the goddamn. That shit was fucking annoying.
That's how they do it, bro. It's the
But
same way
outside
they
of that,
did it on Raw. It was the same way they did it on Raw.
But outside of that, though, this one wasn't bad at all. I actually liked this one. You had a battle back and forth. One spot I always do every time Tyler does the sharpshooter, I always say, Dwayne, take notes on how to do a proper sharpshooter. Sharpshooter. Yeah, it's just so bad. Basically, knee bar, Natalya did homage to Bret Hart with the figure 4 on the ring post thing that he used to do. Lola Vice basically just trying to go for the power out shot. End of this match was she get into it, take out Shayna Baszler. Then Shayna Baszler pops out of nowhere and put Karma Petrovich in the careful the clutch. And Natalya got the sharpshooter on Lola Vice. Now Natalya like, man, do I help my friend or do I try to end this match? You already know what Natalya gonna do. Them damn Canadians stick together. She lets go of the sharpshooter. She takes out Shayna Baszler. Then she walks into a spinning back fist and get knocked down. She loses the match. I'm like, oh my god. And then this what killed it for me with NXT. Roxanne Perez is defending her championship next week. Guess who she's defending it against?
Who?
And I'm gonna try to say it how my girl say it. Might be bad, but I'm gonna try. Chelsea Green who comes in there and said, I think I'm gonna like you here on NXT. So
why? Because you're actually used.
So you got drafted by SmackDown with Piper Niven, and then they said, no, we're just gonna put you on NXT. Ava, you
Exactly.
can have her.
That's how I said. Like, you actually get used down here.
Hey, and that was it.
Bro, sidebar. I have to say this. Okay, so good on Cass finally take the lead. They came all the way back from that deficit. They have the lead now. But if you look at the box score, it's the same thing.
I know, Mitchell.
Even if they win this fucking game, he's gonna leave because he has no fucking help. Look at that box score, bro.
No, hold on. Outside Karis LeVert and Sam Merrill. Yeah, golly.
That is pathetic. Carter has 2 points. He's choking again. It's ridiculous. How you got as many points as you got turnovers? That's crazy. Now, it's the same on the other side, because the only person scoring for them is Blanchero. I'm just saying, though. Come on, man. Anyway, sorry. Let's finish up this show so we can get the fuck out of here.
It's a battle of the stars.
All right, so, it's on me with Dynamite, right?
Yeah, then I got SmackDown.
All right, so this Dynamite, as we stated, started off with the Bucks taking over the show from the very beginning. I mean, literally, they cut into Tony Khan's video like they cut into it, like cut into his feed, and they introduced their own with their own opening package, which is hilarious. Swerve Strickland's out again.
Just man.
He basically talking about what's been happening recently and what they did to Tony Khan last week. Once again, calling it a bitch move. And this time, as he did it, Jackson cut into the show. It's like, hey, Swerve, congratulations on your new title, but we noticed you keep seeming to have your name in our mouth, like your nose is in our business. So since we run things around here, especially when TK is out of the way, we decided that
With TK out of the way.
we decided we got a new number one contender for you, and he's making a long way to return. Cue the patriarchy and Christian Cage. Now, this
Yo!
if you look into that's soft ass shit. Anyway, it made me think though. I was mad at first twice until they broke down his promo of why, and it made sense. But they're going away from the rankings again, at least on the men's side. On the women's side, they seem to be sticking with it. But on the men's side, he obviously had to jump the line because he wasn't even in the world title picture. But when they explained, do you remember he was his tag team partner for that casket match against Sting and Darby Allin, and he was the one that Swerve was the one that took the pin.
Oh yeah.
So that was one reason that pissed him off. Then there was something else that he mentioned that happened between them. Let me see if I can get to it. No. Oh. He was also the one that broke into Nick Wayne's studio and left him bloody before Nick Wayne joined the patriarchy. So that was another thing that they tied into it and why he said he don't beat his ass.
Because he eventually lied with Christian.
Yeah. He said, you put your hands on my son. Basically,
okay.
He said, I'm going to beat your ass. He
Okay.
said, now I'm going to beat you down so bad that your daughters won't even recognize you.
Clap. Okay, I forgot about the whole you playing to his son thing. Okay.
So
that made sense, Christian jumping the line.
That's why I was like, okay, I'm with this. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this now. They kind of clarified all that. It makes sense. I like the booking.
I forgot about my son
thing. The things you forget. That's good booking. The things you forget. People have to have a reason. Let's pull it out.
That my son was Mama Wayne with him.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They jump Swerve. They jump Nana. They pull out they rip one of his braids out of his hair.
Who?
Swerve? Yeah, out of Swerve's hair. Luchasaurus did.
Kill Switch.
Yep.
Can you please change his name?
No, it's still that for now.
Can we not call him that?
So then we get your first match, a TNT title match. It was Buddy Matthews. Even though we should say fuck Tony Schiavone for this, he gave away the participant of the match on Collision and said it was going to be Buddy Matthews when we could have left it ambiguous. It would have been better for the storyline. It doesn't matter.
But Tony, give him respect. We only say we only get Skill Von moments when he does Skill Von things. But I need one, Tony. I need one from him at least.
So Buddy Matthews, good selling in this match too. There was one point where they both collided midair, and then from that they had to check on him in the corner, Buddy Matthews that is, because he was spitting up blood. Don't know if that was fake or real or whatever, but he manned it out and finished up the match. Good match here, where at the end of it, he get plenty of time with 21 minutes and 3 seconds. So once he gets back up, Matthews gets a 2 count from a sit-down power bomb. Matthews heads up top where Copeland cuts him off and hits a super impaler DDT for 2 more. Spear cuts him off with some knees to the face. And the jackhammer attempt gives Matthews 2, followed by a quick crossface. Copeland fights up, avoids the stop, and hits the spear to retain. Post-match, he was going for the concerto. Beat him down with the chair for a little bit. Well, as he's about to go to the concerto, goes black. Comes back. Malachi Black is standing right next to Copeland. And instead of trying to stop him or attack him, he's like, do it. Do it. Come on. I know you want to. Come on. Do it. Do it. It's in you. Do it. As he pulls back like he's going to do it, goes black again, comes back. He's in the ring by himself now. Matthew's gone. Malachi's gone. So, basically from there. Next up, Swerve Strick. No, sorry, not Swerve Strickland. Isaiah Cassidy takes on Samoa Joe. Just beats the squash match game. Goes 3 minutes 28 seconds. You know who won this match?
Yeah, Joe.
Obviously. Sky Blue said she wants a TBS title shot on Rampage. Orange Cassidy's out for a chat. Said this is what he expected. He was expecting after that parking lot brawl, we can all come back together and be friends again, but that'll never happen again. He said
Chuck your friendship.
And basically, he said Chuck Taylor will never wrestle again. That's what he comes out and says after what happened with the ankle. Beretta comes out and said, there you go, making it about yourself again. Security has to hold back Cassidy because the incident that Chuck comes out, he goes to chase him down.
Did he say on site in that promo? Oh, he didn't. Or probably his reaction.
No, his
the way
reaction.
he was acting was like, it's on site, bro, when I see
His reaction
on
was
site, bro.
Don Callis comes out and he walks Orange Cassidy.
That would
to the
got
back.
me.
So is he going heel?
That would got me. He was whispering to his ear, too, though.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Man, why do I got a gut feeling, man? Like, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen this way, but why do I see? Orange probably gonna turn. I don't know.
Let's see what happens.
Orange, I think might turn. I still think Statlander's gonna turn on Willow at some point. At some point.
Young Bucks so they had too much TV time tonight, and they let Jack Perry have some. Jack Perry comes about and talks about how Tony Khan made him the scapegoat, and we're all in for a new era under the Elite. FTW Championship match, Chris Jericho taking on Katsuyori Shibata. This is a pretty good one. My boy Ted Irvine, Chris' dad, was in the crowd. Shout out to him, former NHL player. He has some of the best episodes of Talking Jericho to me because I love his NHL stories from the 60s and 70s. They're just very interesting. Anyway, so Learning Tree comes out in this one. This is basically a hardcore match. It's interesting because Shibata's never had a hardcore match. He's never had a no DQ, whatever. He's never had one.
Wow. First time for everything.
They don't really do that in Japan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true, but it seems like they do.
So this came down to everything. Instead of pulling out a bag of tacks, Jericho pulls out a bag of pucks because they're in Canada. Throws one right in Shibata's fucking face.
That had to hurt.
Threw one right in his fucking
That
face.
had to hurt.
There was a spot where
That had to hurt.
he puts Shibata in a trash can and it starts beating on the trash can with a kendo stick. But then it worked against him because he had him on the ground. But then every time he would beat it, he would get up to the beat and then like start walking towards him. He would walk him down to the sound of where it was where he was getting hit from. Until he got him to the corner, he's just like, all right, man, all right. And he headbutts him with the can on. So that was a pretty funny spot. Eventually, though, it does not go well for Shibata by the end of this one. Shibata goes against the table. Shibata nails him with a clothesline and moves the table from leaning in the corner to in front of the corner. Big Bill comes through out of nowhere and puts Shibata through the table, giving Jericho the victory, 15 minutes and 24 seconds. So he wouldn't have to do anything to get the victory there. Chris Statlander apologizes to Willow Nightingale for Mercedes Moné interrupting her last week. Said she's cool. She's ready to take out Sky Blue tonight. Stokely Hathaway had the funniest line right here. This is where the Bucks came in.
Oh yeah, the whole
Bucks
thing
came
about
in with the phone.
You take him out for a payday. We ain't get paid yet. I'm like, bro, like, calm down. Calm down.
He goes into a rant about the Bucks. Who sent a text in and said that if they get involved, they're banned from ringside and they get involved, they'll get fined or worse. No, this said she'll lose the title if they interfere, basically.
Yeah.
But what he said was funny as hell. He said, "What the hell did I ever do to deserve this other than my own actions?" He caught me with that one. I was like, wait, hold on. What?
It's payday. You couldn't wait until after payday?
You had to do it on Friday?
You couldn't do it on Friday?
Because he was also complaining he usually goes to Tony Khan with these things, but Tony Khan ain't here no more, so I can't go there. Next up with Brian Cage for Claudio Castagnoli. This match went 9 minutes and 53 seconds.
Brian Cage like he got bigger.
He probably has.
I looked at him, I'm like, bro, why you like you got fucking bigger, bro?
Apron suplex connects. They take a break. Back from the break. Caging a discus lariat for two. Claudio runs him over as well. Claudio Swiss 19 sets up his own discus lariat for a 2 count. Swiss Death gets 2 more. Claudio swings him into a sharpshooter for the victory. Makes Cage tap at 9 minutes and 53 seconds. Rocky Romero gets interviewed, said he's not getting involved in this. He's getting tired of the drama.
because no one wins. He's doing his own thing and wants a title shot. He's taking on Kyle O'Reilly and made the best man win. I'm not sure where you could. I guess he's taking on him to climb the rankings. I'm about to say that's not a title shot. He didn't have a title. So I had to think about that one for a second. Next up, Mariah May taking on Serena Deeb. Basically, they didn't say it was, but basically no more contenders match. They're both at the top of the rankings for the winner. And Mariah May only has one loss in 2024. Serena Deeb after this match is now 5-0. Goes 10 minutes and 32 seconds. Nice. They did not hold back, and she brings it every time. Mariah May. Basically against the technical execution of Serena Deeb. May's missile dropkick sets up a hip attack, and it's got to be May gets a 2 count. A rather spinning backside gives Deeb 2. May suplexes her back down. Deeb blocks another stratosphere. Gets a half crab, slamming May's knee to the mat. That's enough for Toni Storm, who throws in the towel for an old school ending. So now you can start setting up their beef with Mariah May and get into that turn. So let's say I don't want it at Forbidden Door. I'm really hoping Forbidden Door we get some Stardom versus AEW women on women action this year. But maybe for the July pay-per-view, whatever that's gonna be, because Forbidden Door is June. So we'll see. Let the story. I want to see more story come out of this and build up. They also released a graphic after, so it's officially Toni Storm versus Deeb at Double or Nothing. Adam Copeland gets interviewed after. He sees a little shaking with the House of Black. Colorado comes in and says, "I love your career. You're a hero to me. If you ever need backup, I got you." But the way he said it, like Riot was talking to him, right, and he was kind of like looking down like this, like like somebody you respect, kind of hard to look at him in the eyes. So that's kind of how he was, even though he's a grown-ass man. So that really shouldn't apply. You should be able to look anybody in the eyes. But anyway, that's kind of how he was doing it. But the way Copeland took it, he thought that he was eyeing the title, even though he literally was coming at you showing respect. He's like, "Oh, yeah, thanks for that. Hey, eyes up here. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Next time I'll look into that." That's what I said. The mist started to take effect, but it's in different ways. He got Aggie for no reason.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
not necessary, bro.
Eyes up here. When he said that, like, all right, good. Next up, get your main event part. Kenny Omega is out here. He basically talked about recapping all that he's been through recently, as far as his health and everything like that. Talks about the diverticulitis. Gets the big intro from Jessica Roberts and everything like that. Said he wanted to avoid having surgery. He got surgery on his stomach. It would take 6 months to a year for him to come back. If he doesn't get the surgery, and his stomach is basically a ticking time bomb, and it eventually will force him to have to get surgery anyway. And then, but this time with that surgery, he may never wrestle again. He brings up the Bucks, how they're EVPs. He's also EVP. So part of that power of the company belonged to him. Before he could finish talking, Okada comes out, interrupts him. He greets him in Japanese. They offer to run it back one more time. He said, Omega offers to run it back one more time. Okada declines, said, "Nah, he's the best bout machine." Jack Perry jumps Omega from behind. They grab a chair. Omega kind of fights back. Dragon suplex connects. Okada offers a distraction on Perry to hit him with the chair in the stomach. Same something we were talking about. That's a ticking time bomb. Young Bucks come in, hit him with the EVP trigger. FTR runs them off to save the show. And that was the end of Dynamite.
And they did not have to do my man Kenny Omega like that.
And it did. And then we get your last part of me for the day. Rampage Page. Yeah. Starts out with Jay White versus Dante Martin. I think this is coming off of the Hydro Homies and Andretti's match against the Bang Bang Gang from a week before. The Guns, Darius Martin, Action Andretti are here too. They take a break, come back from break with Jay White grabbing a chin lock. They get broken up. Martin hits a drop kick, setting up a springboard high cross body for 2. White wins a chop off, sends Martin into the apron where he comes back with a nosedive for a quick 2. While he has a minute though, he is caught into a sleeper suplex and gets turned into a blade runner for the victory for Jay White. 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Post match, He helps him up, but then lays him back out with the implant DDT. Dana Purrazzo said she's sick of the sick of the lack of respect around here. Now she's starting to feel like herself, though. And if Thunder Rosa wants to make this personal, that works for her too. Leaning more and more to her heel tendencies. Rush brags about success and wants respect on his name. Big Bill believes that he has everything he needs to reach the top, but needs Chris Jericho's guidance. Jericho comes in and says he's happy to have retained the championship. Now he's ready to let Bill into Jericho's vortex. He literally said that it himself. Strickland says he's ready to remind Christian Cage who he is.
Yo! Okay, let me stop.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it twice. 9 minutes and 53 seconds goes to the next match. Rocky Romero, Kyle O'Reilly. They go up top so Romero can grab a super sliced bread for a double knockdown. Neither can get very far with it. With the arm hold put on by O'Reilly, helping him get the roll up to the pin. So O'Reilly wins that one. So Raya and Hardy Cameron are back and they aren't happy with Mariah May losing earlier. So Cameron will fight Tony Storm herself on Dynamite. Why?
Wait, what?
Why? Why did we decide to tie this into such good shit?
Rewind that again.
Tony Storm doing good shit.
Rewind that
Mariah
again.
is not. Why did we tie this together? Go ahead.
No, repeat that again.
Soraya and Hardy Cameron are not happy with Mariah May losing earlier, so Cameron will fight Tony Storm herself on Dynamite because Tony Storm threw the towel in. Now, how do y'all have shit to do with this, though? That was the part of it I didn't like. Like, wait, y'all didn't have nothing to do with this. What? This is like the Jericho thing. It's like the reverse. It's like this is a good thing, and then there's a vortex of bad, and now it's like connecting with the good thing. Stay over there.
You know what? I'm trying to find a way to put this together and see if this shit can work.
It don't.
It don't. I mean,
It don't.
Wasn't they together? She
Don't
went
waste
her
brain
own
power.
way.
Don't waste it. It's okay. Save it. It's better. Trust me.
At least Mariah turn. I don't know. All
All right. Anyway, so I'm on my main event. I want to get finished. Get the fuck out of here. All right. So here we go. TBS title match in your main event. Sky Blue taking on Willow Nightingale. They take a break. Come back from the break. Nightingale pouncing Blue down, putting a chair over her in the corner. Cannonball is cut off with a chair shot to give Blue 2. And it's time for the thumbtacks. I guess it's a hardcore match. I didn't know it became a hardcore match. Anyway, excuse me. They both go up. Nightingale grabs the swinging suplex for the crash into the tag in a near fall. Blue gets a shot in of her own. Grabs out a barbed wire board because of course she did. That takes a little too long. Babe with the power bomb through the barbed wire board retains the title. 10 minutes and 43 seconds. Also of note, outside of maybe 2 matches, Willow Nightingale has also been involved in pretty much every hardcore match that has been in AEW.
Oh wow.
There's been like maybe 6. I swear to God, she's been in at least 3 of them. Once as a tag, once on her, at least twice on her own. Maybe twice as a tag and once on her own. I know she had one where her and Chris Statlander, and then she had one where she tagged with somebody else too. And then she had this one by herself too. Mm-hmm. So she might be nice, but she ain't afraid to bring it. One thing I do love about Willow, she ain't nobody pushover. That's the end of Rampage. Mm-hmm. So that's back-to-back Rampages that have been pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And the Dynamites have been good. I mean, I guess it's depends on your opinion of the whole Tony Khan thing. I think it adds to the storyline. And as long as he's not going to get his Vince McMahon on here, then I'm fine with it. It means to an end.
No, just stay behind the scenes with it. Just stay behind the scenes. Yeah, don't be on TV every week. Like,
that's the end of my week. On to you.
Start with SmackDown. 8-women tag match. Bayley, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill versus Damage Control and Tiffany Stratton. Shout out to Naomi. She was in French flag gear, basically. Her whole gear was the French flag, because this was in France.
Whose gear was this again?
Naomi.
Okay, nice.
Naomi. The fans love the French fans, bro. You can tell they don't really have wrestling that much. Mm-hmm. They was into everything, bro. Bianca Belair, they was into everything. Everything. Get to the end of this match.
Good for them, bro. I'm always about places around the world that don't get it, considering we're in a city that doesn't get it that much. I love that way. So that's why I said, dude, it's an inevitable
They have to put a Mania overseas.
You got to.
And they're gonna put it somewhere where it's central to all the countries over there when you come.
Yeah.
Scotland, France, Spain, London. More than likely probably be in London, I think. But if it's somewhere more central.
Somebody was saying they need to put a Mania in Africa. I'm like, we're not going that far.
You're not gonna.
We're not going to get that far. Yeah.
That's not gonna make.
I'm like, that's just trying. You just trying to say because he's black, they should put it in Africa. I'm like, that's what you're
I'm
going.
sorry, bro. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Hey, just be happy with black champions, bro.
Yeah.
Kofi won and brought his belt over there. Somebody else will too.
We got a lot of them. A lot of them
right now.
Everything breaks down. Asuka drop kick Cargill, the scorpion kick, but she gets caught to the KOD for the win at 10 minutes. After that, Bianca Belair said that they want to win. They're done with damage control. Bayley don't seem to be impressed. Hayes gets drafted to SmackDown. He talked about he showed promise after he lost. He said he's going to enter the King of the Ring tournament when Bobby Lashley comes to offer him advice. He said he has it figured out. Lashley said, you lost last week. He said, when's the last time you took your own shot? Lashley said, be careful with who you disrespect, basically. New Cat versus Arthur versus AOP. Powerbomb Netbreaker combination.
Okay, I see Max Struess want to help.
Powerbomb Netbreak combination for the win for AOP after Tyler Bate gets taken out of distraction. Then we get oh wait. Alright. My fault.
You good, bro?
So Paul Heyman basically said, going to the office and said he hasn't talked to Roman Reigns since Mania. He's like, what you mean you ain't talked to Reigns since Mania? He said he pulled him out the draft. Basically trying to say don't do this match with the Bloodline and KO and Radio. And he said, well, go on to RK Orton show and then do it, because we give talk shows to tag teams here. Kevin Owens speaks fluent French, but I'm assuming because he's from Canada, so I assume it wasn't that.
Yeah, that's why.
So basically, Owens wants to know who's the real tribal chief. Bloodline come out here for a brawl. We get Angle versus LA Knight. Yeah. Y'all no Puma Aces this time?
I forgot about that part. Sorry.
He gets the win at 6.
Puma Aces.
He gets the win at 6:42. He said he's going to enter the King of the Ring. Santo Escobar said he's going to do the same. Probably said he wanted a WrestleMania moment, but he didn't get it. Lee got it. That wasn't cool.
Lee didn't get it because he wasn't even in the fucking match.
He picked Dragon Lee, but Lee got attacked.
But still,
which led to Andrade.
So then you're basically mad.
You remember I said he was mad because Carlito felt it should have been him?
So then why didn't you go after Andrade? Why are you going after Dragon Lee?
Because Dragon Lee originally had the moment. He originally picked Dragon Lee.
He didn't get it either though.
I know.
I get what you're saying.
He picked Lee over Carlito.
But my point, and I know that, but my point is Carlito got it. I mean, not. Sorry.
Andrade got it. They should have went after Andrade.
Yeah.
But Andrade was last spur of the moment though when he picked him, though, because he turned on what's the name. I get what you're saying though.
He's the one who actually had the fucking moment. Is my point. He's like, are you gonna be mad?
Then we get the tag team title shots. We get Street Profit versus A-Town Down Under. Get to the end here. Forward kicks Theory, hits a springboard elbow. Everything breaks down. Sky high to Doomsday blockbuster on Waller. Ref tries to get rid of Ford. Theory rolls a Dawkins. Walker with the downward spiral. 8 minutes. A-Town Down retains. Our last part of SmackDown here, we get a face-to-face with Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. Basically, Styles said Cody's overlooking him because he's distracted about everything. Cody loves the spotlight because he's Dusty Rhodes' son. Styles said he came here and people didn't want him, so he needed to prove himself over and over again. Cody talked about everything he done. He said that he's ready. He said he's ready to prove that he has what to take, and that is too sweet. So they teased the too sweet thing. It went with AJ Styles just smacking him across the face hard as hell. AJ Styles runs off, and then we still got the Bloodline, Randy Orton and KO brawling to end the show, because that's it was a kickoff show. So you basically just feed it to like all your matches. So that was the end of SmackDown.
Well, that's the end of our show for this week, brother. Been a good one with you here, bro. As always, long as hell. We almost went to, and actually we did, almost 3 hours. Damn near.
I forgot. Yeah, because I forgot that Dynasty had a pay-per-view.
We had all type of shit, but it's all right. Next week, regular show, regular time, same place, same time, right here. I'm one half of your host. I am Rob.
I'm Clint.
And this has been Hot Tag Wrestle Corner. Mr. Simmons, please send us home.
Queen shit. Little chip shit. Noki with the ring.